And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stanton versus Jeske Gallagher. Step forward, please.
Real estate investor Michael Stanton is suing his former tenants, 22-year-old Sarah Jeske and 21-year-old Heather Gallagher, for unpaid rent and damage to their apartment. Sarah and Heather are countersuing for the return of rent and their security deposit.
Mr. Stanton.
Yes, ma'am.
According to what I've read, you rented an apartment to these two young ladies.
Yes.
When did you rent the apartment to them?
I rented it on September 1st, 2002.
And they signed a lease?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
What was the duration of that lease?
1 year.
It seems that one of these young ladies moved out. The girls had a falling out. One young lady moved out. Who moved out?
I did, Your Honor.
What's your last name?
Gallagher.
When did you move out, Miss Gallagher?
January 1st.
Did you make arrangements with Mr. Stanton before you moved out?
I tried to get a hold of him, and I could not get a hold of him.
So the answer is no?
No.
Your lawsuit, Mr. Stanton, seeks rent for 1 month.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you managed to re-rent the apartment, so it's February's rent that you want. And they want their security deposit back. You want some damages.
Exactly.
Money for damages that were done to the apartment. All right. When Miss Gallagher moved out, I gather, Mr. Stanton, that you had confidence that you were going to be able to re-rent the apartment because you were more than willing to have her move into a one-bedroom.
I had confidence that I could re-rent their apartment because it was so nice.
Right.
Correct.
So he was being very nice to you, right?
Yes. No.
Well,
I
yes, he
decided
was.
He wasn't letting us out of it.
Sure he was.
I had talked to him, and he said that he would let me out of the lease if I paid that month's rent, and he would not take me to court.
That's letting you out of your lease, Miss Gallagher.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I moved out because he opened up my bedroom door when I was sleeping, and I felt unsafe.
They didn't come to rape and pillage in your apartment, madam, because they saw you in your bed and they left.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Stanton claims former tenants Sarah Jeske and Heather Gallagher owe for rent and damage to their apartment. The women say Michael entered their home while they were sleeping.
He has the ability to sue you until August 31st. He just wants the 1 month that he's out. Now you got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Jeske says, oh, that Mr. Stanton, you did a terrible thing. I'm going to let you tell me what he did, because you're counterclaiming for January's rent, for the return of your security deposit, and for your emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you let me have it all at one time?
Okay. I was laying in my bed, and first the phone rang.
When was this?
The day I called the cops on him, 4th of January or February.
Well, it was so traumatic, I would assume you would remember the date.
Yeah, it was February 4th, Your Honor.
On February the 4th, you were still in the apartment?
Yes.
Had you paid February's rent?
No, not yet.
What were you doing staying in the apartment if you hadn't paid the rent?
Because I was totally in debt, so...
What's that his problem if you're totally in debt?
I know, and he does, and I was going to pay him his late charge and everything.
All right, so you're laying in bed on February 4th, and you hadn't paid the rent. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. He, must have called or something. I'm not sure if it was him. He says it was him.
What do you mean he must have called? I don't understand that, Miss Jeske.
Okay, I went to answer my phone. It was like around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Was it on a business day?
Yes. And I went to answer the phone, and of course, like, he hung up before I got to it, so I went back to bed, because I don't go to bed until, like, really late. And then I heard the door, someone knock on the door, but where my bedroom is, I don't know if it's a lady next to me or my apartment. And I wasn't going to get up, you know. And then I heard my door unlock to my apartment, so I just stayed in bed because I was in my pajamas. And then after that, I just see my door open, and he was there. Then I heard him leaving with a guy who he was in with, saying, oh, she's sleeping. So I moved out because he opened up my bedroom door when I was sleeping.
Yes, ma'am.
I moved out because he opened up my bedroom door when I was sleeping, and I felt unsafe.
Well, what did you think he came there to do to you?
I have no idea.
Do you think he was coming? Shh. You think he was showing the apartment to somebody?
No.
Well, what do you think he was doing?
I don't know what he was doing.
You don't know. You know that he called you, right?
Yeah, because he told me.
Shh. You know that he knocked at the door, so he wasn't trying to scare you. You just decided it was too much trouble to get out of bed.
No.
That's exactly what you told me just a moment ago, that it was too much trouble to get out of bed.
I wasn't sure if it was mine or his.
Well, if you're not sure whether the door is yours or your next-door neighbor's, then you get out of bed to see. Right?
Well, yeah, but I wasn't inspecting no one.
Your Honor, may I?
Mr. Stanton, you want to tell me why you went into the apartment, please?
Yes, ma'am. What I did is both girls gave me permission to show the apartment. So my agreement was I'd call. If they weren't home, they gave me permission to go in. One thing they're incorrect about is that their phone was turned off. There is no phone. And in New York State, when the phone is turned off and you call, it'll ring and ring and ring, giving no indication of whether or not the phone is on or off. So I called, the phone rang, so I knocked. Nobody answered. I went in, showed the apartment to the gentleman. When I left, she came out and said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I showed your apartment." Is that okay? And she said, "That's fine."
She came out at that moment?
She came out after I was walking down the hallway. And she also said, "I apologize, our phone is turned off for non-payment."
No.
Yes,
No,
she
she
did.
wouldn't have said that.
She did.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I
That's
had taken
exactly
our
what she said
answering
verbatim.
machine.
Hey, whatever it
He
was,
said he
whether it
heard
was
my
turned
phone
off
ring.
or not, Mr. Stanton, she didn't answer the phone. She didn't answer the phone. She didn't come to the door. Now, this is relevant because if you counterclaim is a lot of hogwash. Hogwash. So after this happened, you called your father and you said, I don't feel safe here. I want to move. So he came and he moved. This whole thing is about you owing February's rent. I'm not interested in your emotional distress over him showing your apartment.
He already had my apartment rented out to this John.
Maybe he wanted to look at it again. Maybe he wanted to see where his furniture was going to go. What difference does it make? They didn't come to rape and pillage in your apartment, madam, because they saw you in your bed and they left. He closed the door, and according to you, he said, "Oh, she's sleeping," which means he didn't want to disturb you and closed your door. That's what you just said to me.
May I speak? It's still not right, though, for people just to walk in your apartment, you know.
You weren't even there.
I know. No, this had happened beforehand.
Just a second. You weren't even there.
When I was still living there, though, the maintenance people had walked in, and we had spoken to the manager at the
Did you
time
go
about
home
that.
to live with your parents?
No.
You should, until you grow up.
They did.
Until you grow up, you should both go home to live with your parents and start acting responsibly. You sign a lease for a year, you stay there. And if you don't get along, Miss Gallagher, and if you want to move out, the first thing that you do is you call the landlord and say, "I want to make some arrangements with you. I want to move out of the apartment. Is there some way we could do that?" Not, "I tried to call him and I couldn't get him in, and you left anyway." That's not what a grown-up does. Let me see the damage to the apartment.
What I have here, Your Honor, is pictures of the apartment before I restored it, and also a picture of the broken tub, as well as a picture of damage to the brand new refrigerator. I'm only suing for partial damage to the refrigerator because the refrigerator is fully operational. It's just damaged. The tub is destroyed. How they broke the tub, I have no idea. And I have also, Your Honor, the lease right here from them showing a move-in, move-out form that shows no damage to the apartment.
Okay. Who's going to explain to me how this damage occurred to the bathtub?
We didn't even know there was damage. We have a...
I have a tenant checklist from the manager at the time
At the
stating
time?
that there was no damage when I moved out.
When you
because-
moved out. So, well, let me see that.
That is fabricated, Your Honor. There is no such thing. I'm the only one who has those forms.
No, he's...
How they got those forms, I have no idea.
Well, who signed this?
John,
A
he was a
tenant of
manager
mine.
at the time.
A tenant of mine in training to be a manager.
No, he was a manager.
Just a
He
second.
was in training.
Is that why you
Listen
put
to me, Mr.
us-
Stanton. Let's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
play around with each other, sir.
Yes.
Because I am an ecumenical abuser.
Okay.
If someone is in training to be a manager, that means that they are your employee, right?
Yes.
Yes. They say that John gave them this checklist, which says that there was only some chip paint.
How do I know that? Is that something they fabricated? How do I know that?
How do listen to me?
Because
How do I
John
know,
never told me about
listen
that.
to me.
Yes.
How do I know these pictures aren't fabricated?
They're photos
Of what?
of the tub before
Maybe
and
it's not.
and
Just a
afterwards.
second. Just a sec, sir. Bert, can you tell me what that's a picture of?
It's a picture of a crack.
Can you tell what it's a crack of?
No, I can't.
Could it
That's
be
why
a
we got the
crack-
new photos.
Just a second. Could it be in a crack in a wall? Could it be a crack in apartment 604 or 203 or 701? You don't know, right?
don't know.
You know, Mr. Stanton. Mr. Stanton. You're entitled to certain things, sir, and certain things I had to.
I can't fabricate a photo.
I didn't say you fabricated a photo, sir. I don't know what it's a photograph of. $5.95 was the rent?
$5.95 and a $50 late fee, and the fridge was $75.
You're going to take all that out of their security deposit, sir. From them, you're going to get $5.95, which was February's rent, because Miss Jeske was still living there. According to her, she had a lot of bills, but she was still there February
I paid
1st,
him.
2nd, 3rd, and laying in bed on the 4th.
I paid him $200 for February's rent.
Oh, let me see.
It's written down.
Good.
My mom signed it over.
That's January rent, Your Honor.
No,
Hold on.
No.
You were supposed to pay him $300 for...
Half of my month's rent for January, and she paid $350.
And you paid January's rent and $200
for half of February's rent, because I was supposed to be in the new apartment.
I don't know why that is.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $395. Your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This is case number 328 on the calendar in the matter of Saucedo Estrada versus Castro. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
You claim that the defendant had you falsely arrested.
Correct.
Falsely arrested for either a burglary or a trespass. Ms. Castro says that she was convinced that you were trying to burglarize a neighbor's house. That's why she called the police.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with you. When did you allegedly witness this attempted burglary?
It was July 27th at about 2 a.m. in the morning. I was doing some studying and I walked in the backyard of my family's home to smoke a cigarette. I witnessed the plaintiff and her boyfriend. He actually had the door open to the other next door neighbor's garage. He actually was already going to step in. She was acting as a lookout on the right-hand side.
And there's no question in your mind that that's what you saw?
No question whatsoever.
How do you know them?
They're neighbors. See, Your Honor, we live in a small triplex. My family lives in the middle. There's a neighbor in the front, and then they live in the back. Since December of last year, we've had repeated problems with them as a result of one time my mom asked for them to move their car, blocking the front of my mom's garage. Since then, the plaintiff and her boyfriend have engaged in all kinds of terrorist threats. I have reports from the police. We've had to call several times. She's threatened to strangle the next door neighbor when she was 7 months pregnant. She threatened to kill me, my mother, and my 12-year-old sister with a bat. I attempted to get a restraining order.
And what happened?
The judge didn't grant it based on the fact that she's a next door neighbor. So she said that basically what would have to happen is that someone would have to move. So she's recently been evicted from the owner as a result of all these problems. And, you know, I know that she's trying to say...
Just one second, okay? You answered my question.
Okay.
7/27.
Right. No, actually, the incident with the garage began December of last year.
7/27 is when this incident happened, when you allegedly saw them out trying to get into somebody else's garage. You called the police?
Yes, I did.
Police arrived?
Yes, they did.
Okay. What did you do?
I let them know what was happening, and at that point, maybe 5 minutes went by and they apprehended them. They asked if I could ID them. They were apparently trying to get into their car around the block.
Is that right?
No.
Where did the police find you?
I was at the corner. He had dropped me off at a corner. He had went back to the house.
Just a second. He dropped you off at the corner.
For the fact that we didn't make no contact, because we knew something was up. We noticed that she was banging on this garage. She was kicking it. She woke up her 12-year-old sister and mentioned to her, make sure you say this and make sure you say that. The 12-year-old sister was barely waking up. We noticed she was banging on the door, so we left the house for the fact, so we didn't have any problems with her. So we left to my mother's.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is you got up 2 o'clock in the morning and you heard somebody banging on?
No, we had just arrived when we noticed that she was out there.
Just arrived from where?
From my mother's house, from a party. We had just got home from a party at around that time.
Now, 2 o'clock in the morning, you got home from a party.
Correct.
And you went to pull your car into where?
We didn't put our car nowhere. We parked it in the streets at that time.
How far away? A block, half a block, 2 blocks?
Like about a block.
1 block away. Just speak now. Don't show me a picture. I'm going to answer my question. You were walking back to the house with Mr. Estrada. And is that when you saw Miss Castro?
No.
When did you see Miss Castro?
When we entered in our house.
And you were together?
Correct.
I thought you just told me that Mr. Estrada dropped you off at the corner.
That was after we left the house.
Now you're in the house.
Right.
And you see Miss Castro outside, kicking in the garage.
Not at that time.
What was she doing?
She was actually at her front mother's porch, smoking a cigarette. She noticed that we were entering our house. So at that time, there was a whistle, which his friend was waiting for him because he was going to ask him for a ride.
What do you mean his friend was waiting for him?
Yeah, he was whistling because he wanted a ride from him.
So a friend of his came from where?
From the alley, from this
A friend of his comes from an alley, 2 o'clock in the morning, and whistles for your boyfriend.
Correct.
Because he wants a ride to where?
Back home.
How do you know that?
Well, because he doesn't live in Long Beach.
You clairvoyant? You mean you know what he wants when he's whistling? Did he whistle in the tune of, I want somebody to give me a ride home?
I mean, pretty much we knew. I mean, he maybe wanted a ride, you know, back home. Because he was there for the weekend.
Where for the weekend?
In Long Beach. And he lived in Torrance.
Keep going.
He came out, and at that time, Norma was right. As soon as he left the house to go open the gate, which is this gate, in order for you to gain access to it, you need a key. So since he was outside this gate, he was going to go open it. He had told him to wait.
What was he going to open the gate for?
Oh, well, to tell him, you know, to hold on, so he was going to leave, you know, with him to go give him a ride. So at that time, Norma Castro was, like, right behind him. I was in the house. I was seeing that she was, like, right behind him, you know, to see what he was trying to do or something.
Sounds right.
And so then...
Sounds right to me. So then, somebody comes in an alleyway whistling at 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody's going out to open up a gate with a key. Would seem to me a good tenant who was out there, vigilant tenant, would watch and say, what's going on here?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The Whistler doesn't make any sense. The trip to Torrance doesn't make any sense. The leaving your house in the middle of the night doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make any sense, it's not true.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Priscilla Saucedo and her boyfriend, Daniel Estrada, claim neighbor Norma Castro had them falsely arrested. Norma says she caught them red-handed trying to break into a neighbor's garage.
Go ahead, keep going.
So then he opens the gate, so he came back to let me know that he wasn't, you know, take him.
Just a second. So he came back and he said, I'm going to give Whistler a ride home, right?
Right.
And he came back to tell you that.
Right.
And he left.
He left after I stayed in there to putting on my pajamas.
He left. Keep going.
So after that, so I was ready to go to sleep at that time because I was just getting home. So I, you know, throw on my pajamas, and I noticed that she was out there banging. I just heard like some hard bang.
So she's banging. Go ahead.
She's banging on something. So I just staring at her to see what she was doing. So then after that, like when he came back, I told him.
How long did it take him to get to where he was going?
Maybe about 45 minutes.
Was it within the first 5 minutes that you saw her banging on the garage?
Oh, no, it was like maybe right after he came back. Because she was smoking a cigarette.
Gets better every minute. It's a long, it must have been a very long cigarette. So
well, yeah,
right after
she smoked cigarettes after cigarettes.
Listen
if you would see my yard.
Just a second. So now it's after he came back. So he comes back from driving the Whistler.
No.
And is that when you hear her banging?
No, she was up and down walking, smoking cigarettes.
I'm asking you when you saw her banging.
Right, after that.
Where was he?
He had already arrived home. At the time when he was gone, I noticed her suspicious.
So now he's home, and she's suspicious.
Right, and I mentioned that to him.
And you mentioned that to him. And so what happened?
So after that, I told him, let's just go back to, back to my mom's, where we were gonna spend the night because the fact that we didn't want no trouble with her, and the fact that she
Just a second, you're in your pajamas. You were going to bed.
Right, correct.
So now why are you getting out of your pajamas?
Well, actually, I just threw on my shoes, and I actually took off.
Who lives in the house where you were that night?
Oh, me and him and my kids. My kids weren't present at that time. They were at my mom's house.
Listen to me. So it's just the two of you.
Right.
So you say to
Daniel,
we're going to go over to my mom's where the kids are, and you throw your shoes on and you throw a shirt over your pajamas. Then what happens?
So we left, and after that she was...
No. You both walk out together?
Right. We walked out.
Shh, don't put your pictures down. You both walked out together. Daniel, where had you parked the car?
Right there, as soon as you come out of the alley. Right there, like half
You found a parking space?
Yes.
A legal parking space?
Yes.
Good, so it was closer than the one you had before, is that right?
That's right.
The one you had before was a block away?
Yes.
This was a half a block away?
Yes.
Good. You come out, so you're just a half a block away, so you're able to get into the car. You came out together, is that right?
That's correct.
And you both got into the car together. Were you driving?
Yes.
And then what happened?
Well, then I leave her in the corner because I was going to go back to get more clothes for her and for me.
Just a second. So now you're in the car.
Okay. Yeah, we're driving away, and as soon as we hit the first corner, I told her, just wait for me right here, because I already knew they had problems, mainly between them, right?
Yeah, so now you're a block away, a block and a half away.
Yeah, I leave
and
her.
you tell her, wait in the car.
No, I tell her, wait for me right here in the corner. I'm going to go and drive up.
Oh, so you drop her off?
Yes.
Right. Just a minute, you drop her off alone on the street at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And say to her, you wait here, I'm going back to get some clothes.
Yes.
Right? Go ahead. And that's when the police stop you?
Yes.
Well, she says no, you say yes.
After
Which one
he
is
went back.
Well, when I went back, after I dropped her off, when I went back to get the
parked.
clothes, and I was barely parking, and I was barely going to get off my car, that's when the police just got me right there.
Listen, I don't know what the police did with your complaint, but there are more holes in this story than Swiss cheese. As far as I'm concerned, you have no case for false arrest. I believe she saw you fooling around with the neighbor's garage. She may not have been able to prove a burglary, but certainly the story that you just told me is such a fairy tale. It's such a fairy story. Makes absolutely no sense to me at all. No sense at all. The Whistler doesn't make any sense. The trip to Torrance doesn't make any sense. The leaving your house in the middle of the night to go to your children because she was smoking cigarettes and acting suspicious doesn't make any sense. It all doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make any sense, it's not true. Your case for false arrest is dismissed. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They've made threats against my family. Death threats, threats to beat my mom up with a bat.
She basically got away with another false accusation.
Police have talked to the owner several times to let them know that we are having significant problems with them.
As far as her getting us out, she already got us kicked out, but I guess we'll just have to see later on what happens.
I prayed for justice, and whatever's done in the dark always comes to light here.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bunting versus Green Street Interiors. Step forward, please.
Production company owner Ross Bunting is suing furniture store owners Karen Clabeau and her mother, Judith, for towing expenses, loss of business, and harassment. Ross claims the women had his car towed for no reason. Karen and Judith have a countersuit for loss of work.
Do either of you folks have a photograph of the building where you both are tenants?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll take a look at the pictures. I want to get a sense of what this...
Okay, let me have it. You don't want all of them. It's fine.
Okay. Both of you have been long-term tenants in this building. Soon, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the green awning, does this represent your business?
Yes.
You have a retail furniture business.
Right.
In the building that occupies a substantial part of the, if not all, of the first level. Mr. Bunting rents some office space on the second floor. Is that right?
And the first floor,
Where on the first floor do you rent space, sir?
next to the Green Street Interiors. I have a suite downstairs.
That you use?
Yes,
For what?
storage.
To live in.
So that's, let's say, that's a storage. You have some storage space on the
Yes.
first floor, but your office is on the second floor. What kind of
That's-
office do you have, sir?
I have editing bays
You
where I
edit
do
for-
video production.
Okay. This is the problem. There's plenty of parking space behind this building, but only some of it is directly behind their back entrance, where people would ordinarily pull up their cars for the purposes of loading merchandise or whatever. And the problem has arisen that the defendants have asked you not to park directly behind their store, correct? Yes, just answer.
yes.
They've asked you not to park directly behind their store. And there were times when you didn't park directly behind their store, but then you decided that's most convenient for me, and if there are not other spaces readily available right next to it, I'm going to park right behind their store, and you park there, and then you go about your business. The defendants caused some green lines to be placed, and then some signs to be placed over here which say that these two parking spaces, which are right behind the back entrance to their store, are reserved for customers of their store. And you ignored them, and you parked your car there. And they got real frustrated. And on one particular day, when you had parked your car there, they called, according to the defendants, and said, could you please move your car? It's been here for hours. And you said, I'm not moving it. And they said, we're going to have it towed. And you said, tow it. And this lawsuit is all about towing of your car. and you want $2,650, reimbursement for towing expenses, loss of business, and emotional distress due to harassment, because it is your claim that they had no right to, A, post these signs, B, put up these signs that say that this is reserved for their customers only, and therefore, ergo, they had no right to have your car towed. That's your case, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Fine. There is only one issue, and that issue is I have to see some confirmation from the landlord that it was the landlord's decision and the landlord permitted you to reserve those 2 parking spaces for you. That's all I have to see.
I have that.
Good,
Your
I'd
Honor,
like to see
the
it.
landlord himself painted the 2 curbs green in the beginning, and when he didn't respect that, he gave us permission for the
Just
signs.
Okay. Now, I have a letter from the property owner who indicates that he did, in fact, give her permission to both use those 2 spaces and to erect parking signs that say any violator will be towed. I have a letter from the police department who say that they will certainly respect this as long as they have approval from the property owner to allow them to restrict parking to patrons of their store. So I have those 2 documents, sir. Now, what's your problem?
Well, the landlord, the day that my van was towed away, before it was towed and everything, when I was told that it was going to be towed away, and I called the landlord. He said that she can't do that, and that she won't do that.
You are supposed to be a reasonable person if you rent space with somebody.
If I could interrupt for 1 second.
No, you can't.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay.
You're supposed to be a reasonable person. If somebody says to you, look, there are lots of parking spaces, 12, 2 dozen, I mean, I don't know how many
43.
43 parking spaces. All we're asking you to do is not park in these 2 right behind the store so that people, if they want to, can come up, pick up a piece of furniture, put it in their car. Why wouldn't you use one of the other 43 parking spaces?
If one of them was available, Your Honor, I would have.
No, that's
there
not
was none available.
That's not true. Of the 43?
There was none other available, and I've constantly had ever since.
Just a second. What time did you get to work, Mr. Bunting?
He doesn't leave work because
Just a second. What time do you get to work?
that particular day,
Yeah.
probably about 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock in the
morning.
In the morning. Well, Mr. Bunting, I guarantee you that at 6 o'clock in the morning, 43 parking spaces weren't occupied. I guarantee it, sir. As I'm sitting here, there is no question that 6 a.m. when you arrived at work, you had plenty of other opportunities to park in other places. Your lawsuit is dismissed. Now, you have a counterclaim?
Yes, we do.
Listen to me. It's nonsense.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is nonsense because your counterclaim says that you want him to pay for this frivolous lawsuit, the amount of time that it took for you to...
It's just the lack of time that we weren't able to schedule any appointments today over a frivolous suit.
Listen to me. He doesn't think it's frivolous. He doesn't think you should have towed his car. You don't get compensated for that. Your lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step back. Now, this is case number 289 on the calendar in the matter of Lattimore versus Lorette. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Lattimore, your claim is that the defendant's son hurt your son with a golf club.
Yes, that's right.
Causing him to have severe damage to his teeth, loss of permanent teeth. And
That's
you want the defendant to be responsible for the medical bills and dental bills for your son.
That's right.
Was the defendant a friend of yours?
She was someone that I knew through a family member. She was also a neighbor where I was living at, but we weren't friends, so to speak.
Okay. Now, what was the date of the injury to your son?
That was December 23rd of 2002.
And was she babysitting for you for hire that day?
Yes, she was.
And what did you pay her?
I'm not sure. I believe I paid her $15 per child because she usually watched my daughter too, but this particular day it was just my son. So when I came home, I should have owed her $15.
And you had paid her before?
Yes, I have.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And how much notice did you give her before you dropped your kids off?
It could have possibly been a couple of days before.
Do you recall?
Yeah, I do recall, and it wasn't that much notice.
How much notice
It was about 10 minutes. She knocked at my door that morning and asked me to watch her children, and I said that I would.
Okay. And you expected to be compensated as you had been in the past?
Yes. Yes.
With money?
Yes.
And how old is your son?
My son is 6 years old.
That's this little boy right here?
Yes, that's right.
What's his name?
Jeremy.
And what's your son's name?
Zachary.
Okay. What time did you bring Jeremy into Miss Lorette?
I had to be to work at about 9, so I'm pretty sure I brought him over at about 8:30.
Correct?
Somewhere, yeah, I don't remember the time, but
Was
it
it a
was in the
school
morning.
day?
No, it was during Christmas vacation.
Zachary, step up
Yes?
next to your mom. I read here that you are a golf enthusiast.
Yes.
You remember that day in December when you hurt Jeremy?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want you to tell me what happened.
He walked behind me on mid-swing, and it was a total accident, Your Honor.
Where were you playing?
In my backyard.
Did you tell your mom you were going out to play?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you tell your mom you were going out to play golf?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you say that Jeremy was going with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did your mom say?
She said yes.
That it was okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she stayed in the house?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was your mom doing in the house?
She was watching TV, Your Honor.
You remember what she was watching?
I think it was Passions.
He stepped behind you while you were in mid-swing.
Yes.
And you hit him with the golf club in his mouth.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Stand up next to your mom. Jeremy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about when you got hit in the mouth with the golf club.
I was standing right next to him. He hit me in the mouth with the golf club.
He didn't mean to hit you. It was an accident. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, when he hit you with the golf club, what happened? Did he take you inside?
No, I
Did you-
went inside myself.
And where did Zachary go?
In the house.
So you both went in together. And did you find his mom?
No, she came and found me.
Where were you?
In the back door.
And what did she do after she found you?
She took me in the bathroom.
And took care of your mouth?
Yes.
What time did you call Miss Lattimore?
Immediately after, Your Honor. He had a bloody nose when he came in. I applied some tissue and pressure to his nose to stop the bleeding, and then I called her at work. And then from there, she came to my house, and I drove them both to the emergency room.
Okay. Do you have any evidence that you want me to see?
Yes, I have x-rays here of that also shows that there were 2 teeth missing at the time. So
there were 2 teeth that came out?
Yes.
2 permanent teeth?
No, just one of them were permanent. One of them had already came out and it grew back in. The other one was just growing into the gums, just peeking out, and it was knocked out just like that.
So he's missing a permanent tooth?
Yes, right now he is missing a permanent tooth. The other one has grown back since then.
Well, you're going to have one great tooth at some point, right? One that's going to be better than all the rest.
Yes.
Never give you any trouble.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, Miss Lorette, the facts in the case are really not in dispute. I don't believe that Zachary intentionally hurt Jeremy. I believe it was an accident on his part. So I want you to explain to me why you're not responsible.
Your Honor, as I said, when this happened, I drove them both to the emergency room. I told Miss Lattimore that if she needed anything from me, if she had any medical bills, I would be there. She told myself, she told my children, it's okay, it was an accident, I have Medicaid. I haven't heard from her until recently. I haven't had any phone calls, no visits. I haven't seen any medical bills. You know, she claims that I was so negligent with her children, but yet I watched her children again several times after that. As far as I was concerned, we were friends after that. Her children were at my home the day of my son's birthday party.
So what do you think happened? Well, maybe I'll ask you, Miss Lattimore, what happened?
Okay, I haven't spoken with her since that happened, and common sense would...
Just a second, your children haven't stayed with her since that happened?
No. No, Your Honor, they have not been with her since then. Immediately after this happened, not too long after that, she moved. And then the only phone number that I had listed for her, I had to look her up in the phone book, and that was disconnected. And from what I understand, I was told through word of mouth that she had moved to Lake Worth. She doesn't live in Lake Worth. She lives in a completely different place from there.
How did you find her?
How did I find her? The person that was there because the story that they told you is not completely true altogether, first of all. When I came there after work, he was laying in the lap of my best friend that lives a couple of houses down. That's who had him. And that's who told me, because they were already friends. That's who told me where to find Melissa at.
Okay.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
My question is, why did she wait so long to try to find me? Her neighbor that she was living with at the time works with my husband. She always knew how to get a hold of me because she knew how to get a hold of my husband. I lived in the same residence until the middle of February of that year. She was at my home on January 22nd or 23rd because I took her children with me when I went shopping for party favors for my daughter's party. Her daughter got caught stealing when she was with me. She did something I didn't approve of.
Just a second, is that just a second?
I did not.
Just so that you...
She's right. My daughter has been over her house since then for a birthday party when she went with her, and she did get caught stealing. You are absolutely right.
Okay. I watched her kids a few times after that.
But there's still something that I'd like to...
And then I cut ties with her because she did something in my home that I absolutely didn't approve of.
Okay.
Would you like me to reply?
I lived at that Lake Worth...
Just a second. You want to reply? I'm listening.
The reason I have not contacted you, first of all, like I said... The reason I have not contacted her, like I said, because from what I understood, she moved. Okay, second of all, the reason I did not contact her, because at first, when this was being done, I didn't know that was a permanent tooth that had come out. I didn't know until he had constantly been going back to the dentist, and I'm sitting around just waiting and waiting and waiting for this tooth to grow back, and it never did. So finally, I asked the dentist, I'm like, well, when is this tooth? Because the other one did, you see. I assumed that it was going to grow back, too. I'm like, well, when is this tooth coming back? I said, I'm sorry, sweetheart, that was permanent. It's not going to grow back.
Right. Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
we heard something, something, so we stopped. I asked, what did he just say to you? And she never got to answer because somebody's kicking my car. I'm like, what are you doing? He's still kicking my car.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. LaShonda Lattimore says 11-year-old Zachary Baggett knocked out her son's teeth with a golf club. Zachary says it was an accident.
Miss Lorette, you are responsible because you assumed the care of her 6-year-old child, and you had no business being inside watching Passions when your son was outside and had in his possession something that could cause physical injury. So if you sent him outside and said to him, be careful, that may be okay if he's your neighbor and it just happens to come by. But you assumed the responsibility for hire of providing care for her child, which means that if you're letting your son go outside with a racket, a bat, something else, you cannot rely on a 10 or an 11-year-old to watch a 6-year-old. That's your job. So, let me see the bills that you have, please. Bottom line is, when you assume the care of somebody else's child, whether you do it for money or not, it's your responsibility. You're almost an accept that responsibility. You don't accept that responsibility and watch soap operas.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't watching Passions that day. I was heading out the back door when this one came in screaming.
Well,
he went over
you
to
were
the
in
next
fact
door.
you were in fact inside.
Right. He went over to the next door neighbor's yard and grabbed a golf ball to bring over to play with Zachary. I told both of those boys what the safety rules were. You don't stand behind each other. You don't walk up behind each other.
I believe that you did that. Just a minute. I believe that. Let us assume that you did that.
Right.
That's not sufficient.
Right.
You have to be out there. You know, I have whole gaggle of grandchildren, and they love to play golf. And when they come to my house, I have little, all different size golf clubs for them to play with. And my grandchildren range in age, the golf players, from 2 to 10. Mm-hmm. They're never unsupervised. I wouldn't think of saying to the 10-year-old, listen, I want you to go outside and be careful of Mia, and be careful of Jacob, and be careful of Kobe, and be careful of Alexi, because they might walk behind you. Right. A parent is always out there. I'm always out there. My husband is always out there. Sometimes two of us, depending upon how many kids there are out there playing golf, to make sure that nobody walks behind the golf club. So, how much of these bills was covered by Medicaid?
Medicaid, those are the bills that are not covered by Medicaid. Okay. They're not.
Okay. The bills are at least $4,500. $33.24 and $11.82. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. The $500 that I'm awarding you in addition to the medical bills is for his pain and suffering and aggravation. You should have been more careful. You too. That's all. Step out.
All right, is that excused? You may step out.
I don't believe that the boy intentionally just took the golf club and hit him in the mouth.
Was an accident?
He was standing right in front of him, and he didn't ask him to move.
The child walked up behind my son while he was in mid-swing with the golf club.
A common sense would tell any child, whether it was a 6-year-old or an 11-year-old, move.
I put too much trust in the children, and I understand that.
Judge Judy, I watch your show all the time. We love you and thank you.
I learned my lesson. What can I say?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pena versus Carreri, step forward, please.
22-year-old customer service rep Udelka Pena is suing carpenter Dominic Carreri for kicking her car in a drunken rage. Dominic is denying the charge.
Miss Pena, it is your claim that Mr. Carreri kicked your car.
Yes.
And you didn't know him before?
No.
You're driving down a street late at night. What time?
Must have been around 12:30, 1 o'clock.
And where were you coming from?
I was picking up my cousin from her friend's house.
Where had you been?
I had been at my boyfriend's house.
What kind of car were you driving?
A Saturn, 1991.
Who else was in the car?
My cousin Maribel.
How fast were you going?
20. 25.
Think again.
Yeah, it was 20.
20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Unlikely. And why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, as I was going down the street, we encountered some people in the middle of the road. They appeared to be drunk. I started beeping the horn at them.
Just a minute. What do you mean you encountered some people in the middle of the road that appeared to be drunk?
They were kind of swaying, and they were just bunched out in the middle of the street. And we started beeping the horn for them to get out of the way. Nothing happened.
Just a minute. You're driving 20 miles an hour, and you see a group of people. How many people?
4 or 5.
And are they in the middle of the block, the end of the block?
They're like in the middle of the road.
Just standing in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
Now, when you first saw them, how far away from them were you?
Maybe from, I want to say, the end of the courtroom to about over there.
Over where?
Over by the flags.
So probably 30 feet away?
Yeah.
And you first saw them, you were 30 feet away. Your lights are on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stop the car?
No, I beeped the horn for them to get out.
Why did you do that?
So that they would get out of the way.
Okay. But they didn't move, according to what I've read.
No.
So how close did you get to them?
About where you are and about right there. The end of the
Right
table.
where?
The end of the table.
So maybe 10 feet away.
Yep.
So you stopped your car when you were 10 feet away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do?
I let them by.
What do you mean you let them by?
They decided to cross.
And then what happened?
They started screaming something. I don't know why. My cousin told them to get out of the middle of the road. You're drunk.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then they got out. They were still screaming something at us. We continued to go. I must have went 5 feet or so, and we heard something. So we stopped. When we stopped, I asked, "What did he just say to you?" And she never got to answer because somebody's kicking my car. I get out of the car. I'm standing by the door, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's still kicking my car. So that's when I flagged an officer who was at a stop sign, and that's when he stopped kicking my car.
Do you have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
Let me see pictures of the car. And a police report, please.
I have a police report, too.
Okay. I'd like to hear your version of the events, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, my wife, and 2 other friends were crossing the street in a crosswalk, and I looked up to my right, and there was a car coming down the road pretty fast. So we started to slow down because it was sleeting out at the time.
You mean the weather was bad?
Yes, it was sleeting out.
Is that right?
No. The weather was not bad, and they weren't at a crosswalk.
I didn't ask crosswalk. I asked about the weather.
No, the weather was not bad.
It was sleeting out that night.
Go ahead.
Anyway, as we started to come up, she started sounding her horn. We kept crossing a little bit further because she was probably about 50 yards away when we first started from the sidewalk crossing the street. And she came to a slide and stop. And just as she slid just past us a little bit, I smacked the back of her bumper and screamed at her, say, "Hey, why don't you watch where you're going?"
I know exactly what you did.
I never actually made it across the street. Then we actually kept walking afterwards and went back the other side. Police officer was sitting right across the street and saw the whole thing.
No, the police officer didn't see the whole thing, sir. But I have your statement and I have her statement. Police officer took both of your version of the events, and you acknowledged kicking her car, right? So I know exactly what happened. She was driving too fast. The weather was bad. She didn't wait for you to cross the street. You had the right of way. You got frustrated because she almost hit you. She acknowledges she almost hit you because she said she stopped 10 feet away. 10 feet away is an insufficient amount of time to stop at night. Whether the roads were slick or not, I don't know. You say that they were. She doesn't know. Certainly it's not enough time. She had no reason to start honking at you from 30 feet away, which is where she was when she first saw you, so you got frustrated. Fair?
Fair.
And the police officer said to both of you, he said to you, pedestrians have the right of way. You stop your car and you let them go. And he said to you, you're not allowed to put your hands on somebody else's property, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'm going to see what you estimate the damage to be to this 1991 Saturn.
I went and took an estimate of it.
Yes.
And this is what they gave me.
Mm-hmm. What?
Just wanted to say that where I smacked the car, it was on the left side. This is something on the opposite side of the car. I even told the officer, I says, yeah, I did smack the bottom of her bumper when she came by us, but if I broke a piece off the car like she said I did, the piece would be laying right there on the ground. You know, where's the piece of the car that's missing?
Unfortunately, when you have a temper and you hit somebody's car, it's very difficult for somebody else to figure out whether the damage that was done to the car was there before. If you're dumb enough to vandalize somebody else's property, I mean, what you do is you back off, you call a police officer, you say this car was driving in a reckless manner, I want to file a complaint. You get a license plate and you do that, you know. You hurt yourself by behaving badly and by showing your temper. However, I do find, Ms. Pena, that you are partially responsible for his bad temper, because I have been there and I have seen people driving in a reckless manner, and while I don't excuse what he did, I find that what he did was mitigated by the fact that you were driving at an excessive rate of speed, which caused you not to be able to stop within a reasonable period of time. 10 feet is not reasonable when there are 4 or 5 people crossing the street. You had no right to start honking your horn from 30 feet away or 40 feet away. They had the right of way. As soon as they put their foot in the middle of the street, they had the right of way. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Very good. So I hope that you can get your bumper fixed for $250, because that is all you're going to get. Thank you very much. That's all.
All right, you're excused. You may step out. Quiet in the courtroom, please. This is case number 227 on the calendar in the matter of DeWater versus DeWater. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Water, this is your father.
Yes, it is.
And you are his girlfriend?
Yes.
You needed a car.
Mm-hmm.
Your father and his girlfriend helped you out with the finances because you didn't have any money. I think the car was $350. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yes, it was.
And your agreement was that you were supposed to pay them so much per month till the loan was repaid. I think $100 a month. Is that what you agreed to?
No.
What had you agreed to?
We didn't agree on how much exactly.
Okay.
We just said I would pay him back in installments.
All right, that's what you say. In any event, you gave him $100.
Right.
And it is your claim that at some point he called you up and said, I want the rest of the money. You didn't have it. He came and repossessed the car. And you want the money that you put into the car, which was $160, $100 that you had given to him in an installment, and then $60 for a new battery. Right. Your father and his girlfriend say you did not live up to your terms of the agreement, so that they were forced to repossess the car. They want money that you still owe them on the car, which is another $250, even though they have the car, and some money for an additional loan that your father says he made you for some wedding rings or something. I don't know. That's about, I'm sure he'll tell me. Mr. Water, when was the car purchased?
It was actually purchased on July 31st.
And when did you make the installment payment to your father?
On the 1st.
1st of August?
Yes.
Is that right?
That's true.
And when did your father call you and say he wanted some more money?
Okay, well, he called me on the 25th. I told him that I would not be able to...
What did he say to you?
He asked me if I would be able to give him some money the next day, because the next day I was supposed to be getting paid. And I told him I wouldn't have no money to give him. And I asked him if he would wait an extra week until the 1st, and then I'd give him some more money. And he said, okay. About 45 minutes to an hour later, he calls me back and tells me that Debbie wants me to call her at work. She tells me it's not good enough. So I told her...
Now, what did she say to you, and what did you say to her?
Okay, well, I said, I won't get paid tomorrow. I said, I'll have some more money on the 1st. I said, can you guys wait till the 1st? She said, that's not good enough. They bought the car for me, and I should give them their money back. I said, if you guys can't work something out with me, I said, what we can do is we can sell the car. I said, you can give me my money back, and you can take your money. I didn't hear from them for 2 days. Mm-hmm. On the 27th, early in the morning, he came and said he was coming to pick up the car and demanded me to give him the keys.
And what happened?
I told him, I asked him, did he have my money? Because I told him he was not taking the car without me having my money. So he comes back around 6 o'clock that evening with the police. And I told the police the same thing, that I don't feel like I should have to give him the car back without me getting my money. So he wrote me a check for $160. As a matter of fact, we had the police exchange the car keys for the check. The police officer told me to keep the original title. He said, just in case anything happens, which was a good thing, because when I went to go cash the check at Money Tree that same day...
They had stopped payment on the check.
They went online and stopped payment.
Okay, so that's what this is about, $160. Right. All right, now let's hear your end of the story.
First of all, the agreement between us was that on the 1st she would give $100, and then 2 weeks after that she would give another $100, and then 2 weeks after that she would give another $100, and then $50 after that. The 25th, when I contacted her, she told me then, she said, I won't have the money until the 10th, not the 1st.
Did she call you at your place of business? Tell me about the conversation as
When
you
she
were
called
calling.
me, I said, Samina, I understand that you don't have your job anymore and you're not able to pay. So what can
She had
you...
lost her job?
Yes.
How did you know that?
She told me. She couldn't pay me.
What did she say?
Well, actually, on the 15th, she couldn't pay us because she said they didn't put her hours in. She wouldn't get paid till the 25th, which was a Sunday. When I talked to her that night at work, she said that she'd lost her job and that she wasn't going to get paid. And she didn't know when she could give me more money. I said, well, you know, maybe we should just take the car back. And she says, well, y'all can come get the car if you want, but I want my $100.
Where is the car now?
I have it up at a friend of mine's house.
You have somebody to buy it?
I did have a person to buy it until she left a message on my answer machine saying that the police officer said if I sold the vehicle that I can be arrested.
Do you have the title?
Yes, ma'am, I do. It's right here.
Oh, good. And it's in your name?
It is my name, and it's a Washington State title.
Good. Mr. Water, did you lose your job?
Actually,
No, you have to.
No,
not actually.
I did not lose
Shh,
my
listen
job.
to me, because that's very easy. That's just a phone call that I have to make.
Right.
So it's very easy. So I'm going to start again. Were you working at the same place, same number of hours in the beginning of August and in the middle of August?
Yes, I was.
And the end of August?
No, I wasn't.
You either left, quit, or you were fired?
Actually, it was just a work experience. My program was over. What I was doing is I had to take time off for when I had the baby. I have a 4-month-old baby. That was 3 months. I had time off, and then I had to finish my work
What's
experience.
3 months?
April, May, and June. I had my baby in May.
And July is when you needed a car?
Well, actually, I didn't ask for him to get the car. He offered to get me the car.
What kind of car did you get?
It was an Oldsmobile Cutlass, I believe.
What I want to know from you, sir, is when you wrote her the check for $160, you see, ordinarily, I would say to her, listen, you drove the car for a month. You didn't follow through with your agreement, because I believe you had an agreement that every 2 weeks you were going to get paid, and they had the right to take the car back. And you drove the car for a month. You can't get a rental car for a month. So it cost you $100 for the month. Say goodbye. That's what I would ordinarily say to her. But you gave her a check for $160 and then stopped payment on the check.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain to me why, sir.
Because when we did arrive there, actually...
Police would not give you the car unless you gave her the check.
No, ma'am. I'm the one that actually called the police because I told them that I knew that there would be an altercation. One of the police officers went with me with the paperwork.
Talk to me about this $160.
That's
why did you give her the check? Just tell me.
Because she started calling me names. In order for the police officers to get on about their business, in order for me to get the vehicle, which was already mine, I agreed. The police officer and I talked about it, and I said, here, I can write her a check, and I will put a stop pay. The reason why...
Oh, no.
The reason why
I don't believe you said that to the police officer.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Let me see a police report that says that.
They did not do a report.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and 4 months.
6 children. You receive public assistance?
No, I do not.
Sure you do.
And later today...
The squirrel had relieved himself on my microwave, ate up plants, chewed through a maple syrup bottle. I have pictures of the squirrel.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Simina DeWater says her father, Simon DeWater, and his common-law wife, Debbie DeWater, repossessed her car. Simon says his daughter had it coming.
See, the problem is, she believes she has a claim to a certain part of this car because she had, in fact, invested a certain amount of money in it. She's all wrong. Okay. Listen to me. She's all wrong, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I understand.
However, once you give her a check in order to resolve a dispute, and she accepts it and relinquishes physical custody of that car, relying on the fact that you have reached an agreement, you can't say, now I'm going to stop payment on the check. But you cannot do that. You cannot give her something. She gave up something in reliance on it and then stopped payment on the check. So she's entitled to that $160. Now, quiet, you're entitled to nothing on your claim for the rest of the money she owes you because you have the title to the car and you're going to sell the car. Put your hand down. So far, anything that you're entitled to, you got. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm telling you, but for the fact he gave you this check, you would be entitled to Zippo, goose egg, nothing.
Right.
Now, let's go over to this loan, alleged loan for wedding rings, because that's the only thing I want to hear about now.
Okay.
Not entitled to any more money for the car. You got the car, keep it, sell it, do whatever you want with it.
Okay. What had happened was she was telling me that she was supposed to be getting married in July. I did offer to buy the rings because they were arguing back and forth. She just wanted a band and he wanted something that had bling bling. So what I did was I went and got them bands with diamonds in it, okay? What I did stipulate before I gave them the rings, and they agreed to, was that if they did not get married on the date that they said that they would, I wanted the money back for the rings. Then, come that date, she told me they postponed it till the next month because the people from his family wasn't able to come over to where we were. On the date that we went to pick up the car, she got smart. Like I said, she started calling me names. I told her, I said, okay, I want the money for the rings then.
Who were you supposed to marry?
My kids' father.
Your children's father?
Yes.
How many children do you have with this person?
6.
6 children? And how old are they?
6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and 4 months.
And where does this person live?
With me.
Does this person work? Is he employed?
Yes, he does.
Have you gotten married yet?
No, we have not.
Do you receive public assistance?
No, I do not.
Sure you do.
No, I do not. I terminated.
When did you terminate it?
I terminated it last month.
Oh, just last month?
Yes, I did, because
So
I got
for
a full-time job now.
So for 6 years, the guy's living with you, you make 6 babies with him, collect welfare. That's a very good reason not to get married. You get married, all that stops.
No, actually, he's on it. He was on it. Yes.
Who's on your budget?
Yes, he is. And he was working the whole time. Since we've been together, he's been the one working.
You have to understand something, Mr. DeWater. Your daughter and the father of her children, you understand, were involved in a little bit of shenanigans with the state and money. How old are you?
23.
23, 6 kids. You know her judgment is 0. You wanted her to get married. You bought the rings. Stupid! Stupid. Don't lend her any more money.
You're not.
Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was a refusal to pay. It wasn't saying I didn't have the money and I can't pay you till, a certain date. It was just a refusal to pay.
They offered. I didn't ask them to get it for me. So that's their loss.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Eddington versus Hammond, step forward, please.
Gas station manager Tracy Eddington is suing her former landlords, Michael Hammond Sr. and his son Michael Jr. for the cost of a motel room and property damage caused by a squirrel.
Miss Eddington, the defendant is your landlord. Who's the landlord?
I am, Your Honor.
And who are you, sir?
I'm the manager of the business. We have apartments throughout town.
It is your claim that because you detected that there was someone else living in your apartment, or something else living in your apartment that wasn't paying rent. You heard the scratching through walls. You didn't know exactly what it was. You called one of these 2 gentlemen. Nothing was done, according to you. And as it turned out, it was a squirrel that eventually found its way into your apartment, caused a great deal of damage. You want to be reimbursed for the damage that this unauthorized tenant did to your kitchen and other parts of your house, as well as the motel stay. How long have you been a tenant of the defendants?
A little over 3 years.
Miss Eddington pay her rent on time?
No complaint with it.
So it's been fine?
It's been fine.
Great. When did you start to hear this little critter in your apartment?
It was March 12th of 2002. I was sitting at my table and I heard something in the kitchen. I thought it was my 2 cats.
Stop playing with paper, I can't hear.
Until they walked past me and the noise still continued. And that's when I got up to see the squirrel run across my feet and back down in the basement.
So the little thing actually went across your feet? What did you do?
I got on the phone and called Mike Jr. and told him that I saw a squirrel in the kitchen, and he told me that they had a boiler out at a different facility and that he would get someone there as soon as he could.
When was as soon as he could?
March 18th, almost a week later. The squirrel came in on Tuesday. That Friday, I came home to plants all over the place, food, clothing. The squirrel had relieved himself on my microwave, ate up plants, chewed through a maple syrup bottle. I have pictures of the squirrel. I have dead and alive pictures of the squirrel.
How'd you get pictures of the thing when it was alive?
Well, I called someone and they told me what to do to try and get him out of the apartment. They said to take peanut butter and put it on bread and leave little trails for him. And he went for the bread, but he went back under the stove each time with his food. So I was able to grab my camera off the table and take a picture of him.
Is this a squirrel in a box?
That's the dead squirrel. I'm not quite sure how he died.
How did he die?
We had a mouse problem, and I put mouse bait down in the basement, and I think it got to him, and he died in my box of clothing.
So before the defendant found time to come back to your apartment, all this damage was done?
Yes. Friday night, I just grabbed my cats and some clothes, and we went to a motel.
How long were you at the motel?
9 days. That following Monday, they did put a trap with crackers in it, and I did go back, and there was never any squirrel, and then my brother finally found the squirrel dead in the box.
When did he find the squirrel?
March 23rd, the last day I was at the motel.
Okay, who wants to talk?
I would, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
The first time we had a phone call, we documented everything, the phone calls, was the 15th, which was on a Friday.
She says she called on March 12th. Did you call on March 12th?
I called the day that the squirrel came into the apartment.
Which was March 12th. How do you know it was March 12th?
I remembered I wrote it down.
Do you remember what day of the week it was?
That was a Tuesday.
Did you call after that Tuesday?
I called every day after that.
Okay, so the first time you documented her phone call, it was March 15th. Is that right?
The first time it was brought to my attention was March 15th, which was a Friday.
Did you speak to him or to somebody else?
I spoke to him.
Maybe you were busy. Go ahead.
I sent a maintenance worker over there with a flashlight to check the apartment, check the basement. He came back with nothing. Tracy called me back later, said she's still hearing sounds. At this point, there wasn't anything seen, it was only sounds. I went back over there personally, went through the basement, went through the apartment, still found nothing. And then on Monday, which was the 18th, Tracy called me in the morning and said the squirrel had gotten in here, he ate my plants. That's when I called the exterminator, met him over there on Tuesday. The 19th was the quickest he could be over there, who did set up a live trap. And according to my records, Tracy's brother found the squirrel Thursday morning.
So
we've got conflicting dates, obviously.
Okay, but it is clear that even if she called on the 15th and she said to you that there is some sort of animal, rodent, and it was a squirrel because I've seen it. I've seen it. I saw it. It ran across my feet. She says the 12th, you say the 15th. Clearly, it was before the 18th, which was the date of the damage. That if you had gotten the exterminator out there between the 15th and the 18th, but you have a tenant who's a perfectly good tenant, paid a rent on time, not a pest, who says to you, there's trouble in my apartment. I mean, it's not the kind of trouble that's an emergency trouble because it's not a pipe burst or water is leaking all over the place. It's a squirrel. But when it became an emergency, she had to move out.
For the record, the 15th, when she called me, she was still hearing noises. Didn't actually see the squirrel until the 18th.
I thought you told me you saw the squirrel initially.
I saw the squirrel on the 12th.
Yeah, on the 12th.
Yes.
That's what she said. And I believe she called you on the 12th, and I believe that you were probably involved in a whole bunch of other things. You see, you manage a whole lot of buildings. Is that
That's
right?
correct, yeah.
You got a lot of other things on your plate. She only has one squirrel. She's asking for, as far as I'm concerned, a minimal amount of money. It's just damage to her property, which I see, and reimbursement for motel expenses. She's asking for $581. It seems perfectly reasonable. That's it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $581. That's all.
All right, this is case number 99 on the calendar in the matter of Shank versus Casey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Shank, you and Miss Casey had a 7-year relationship and lived together for most of that time, I gather. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you had a rather acrimonious breakup, and each of you claim property loss, that the other is holding property that belongs to the other. You claim, in addition, that she filed false police reports about you, indicating that you had assaulted and threatened her, which caused you loss of business and income. So I want you to tell me exactly what it is that you are complaining about, that she owes you.
I have a list here, Your Honor, of the items which were not returned to me. She also threw all my belongings that she did get returned to me in the swimming pool, including books, pictures.
Had you been living together up to that time?
Yes, ma'am, for 7 years.
Okay. And on what date did you leave the house, and under what circumstances?
I believe it was the 6th of May was the date of the restraining order.
Tell me what happened on the 6th of May?
During the day, she was telling me that she was getting a restraining order and having me removed from the property, and I kept telling her that I didn't feel she had a right to a restraining order because I'd been peaceful. She kept on. Well, I got angry, and that night I had a few beers with my friends, and I went to her house. I woke her up quietly. I said, Charlene, we need to talk about this. We need to work this out. She pulled a pillow over her head and yelled at me that tomorrow the police would be escorting me out of there. And I said, how are you going to do that? And she said, well, I'll make something up.
That's not true.
Did the police come the next day?
The police did come that evening, I guess. I don't know. I left and had no further dealings with Charlene since.
Okay. Can I see that list of property, please?
I do have police reports, too.
Just a minute. Okay, you got a lot of stuff here from a 7-year relationship that ends with the statement, all you really want is my horse Elvis, that you value at $4,000.
And my picture of my son.
And your picture of your son. Now, where is this horse?
She told the officer that she wasn't giving me the horse.
Whose horse is it?
Mine.
It was my horse, Your Honor.
My horse.
Just a second.
Sorry.
Tell me when you got the horse.
Your Honor, this horse here is Rowdy. I purchased him early on in the carriage business. And
you and the defendant had started a carriage horse business.
Right.
Okay. And you took people around in rides for
Yes,
events?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And did weddings and other types of events. I purchased this horse here, and he was really good for the business, but he really hated for people to pet him, that strangers. So we kept looking for another horse. We found another horse. Charlene purchased the other horse, sold this horse, and put the money from this horse into her account to replace the other horse.
Well, how much was Rowdy?
Elvis cost $1,800, and we sold Rowdy for $2,000.
And you were in business at that time with the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
That you both worked in?
Yes, ma'am. I have the franchise agreement here showing that we were partners in the business.
Let me just see that, please. See?
Yeah, I have that. He can have that back.
Fine.
We also had purchased a trailer together, which I have proof of that here also.
It's also a lie.
Did you do any other work, Mr. Schonk, in the time that you were running this carriage business?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you do any other work at the time you were running this carriage
Yes.
business?
I had 2 jobs.
Okay. Now, where's the horse?
The horse is, okay, I bought the horse.
I asked your question. Where's the horse?
The horse has been traded for another carriage.
What'd you do with the money that you got from the Rowdy horse?
That went back into the business.
Fine. I mean, you entered into a business arrangement with him. Sure you did.
I have my sole proprietorship of my business.
What was he doing there? Were you paying him a salary?
He was keeping all the money he made himself. Every
Were you
money
paying
we made,
him a salary?
No. Okay. Yes, he was making money off the weddings we did, but as we did downtown work, the money we made nightly, he pocketed in his money. I put mine in my business account. He took his and put it in his pocket. I didn't get none of that money. None of it.
Well, you must have shared expenses in the house.
I paid my bills. He bought horse feed and hay on occasion.
All right.
Okay?
Listen to me. This is very difficult. When people live together and aren't married, it's complicated enough. And then when you enter into a business that each of you work in, it makes it even more difficult. You paid $1,800 for this horse, Elvis. Is that right?
Out of my money.
Stop.
My personal.
You paid $1,800 for this horse, Elvis. You got some money for Rowdy. Rowdy went into the business account.
Right.
Fine. All right. $900 in his picture. Okay. What other property, sir?
This trailer, Your Honor, we bought this trailer together, and she sold the trailer also.
When?
Since 16th of April.
So? You were still living together?
According to the paperwork here, it was supposed to be in both of our names, and I don't know how she sold it without my signature on the title.
Let me see.
I have the title.
Let me see.
Registration. Can I say something?
In a minute. Well, it's registered in the name of Charlene Casey or John Shonk.
On the top line there where I circled, Your Honor, it says if this box is not checked, it's assumed as and.
It says or.
On the application for title,
I don't care what the application
okay.
is. This is what the title says.
Okay.
Title says or. How much did you sell the trailer for?
$1.
Prove it.
Well, I sold it to my daughter. I didn't have her sign anything, but I have a promissory note where I borrowed money to buy that trailer, and I paid it in full.
Let me see.
He paid no money towards the trailer, Your Honor. I paid it all. I sold another horse trailer to buy that horse trailer,
And what'd you put it in his name for, too?
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Being nice.
Now you got to pay for it.
Can I show you my other evidence?
Just a second.
Please? Okay.
Listen to me.
All right.
You did it. No court is going to go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to figure out what was going through your mind when you put this in both names. You put it in both names. Do you understand?
Yes, and I know why I did.
I don't know why you did. You wanted to be nice because you were living with him as a family and you were going into business with him. And it was supposed to be a business that you were going to work up, make a living from, whatever. So you can't sell the trailer to your daughter for $1 because that's a lot of who shot John. Don't play with me, madam. Don't play with me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When he threw the phones across the room, I jumped out of bed and grabbed the phones and dialed 911 and stuck it underneath the sheets. He told me that he was going to rape me, and then I clicked off the phone, but she heard him say he was going to F me up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Shonk says ex-girlfriend Charlene Casey threw his belongings into the swimming pool. Charlene says John stole her horse carriage.
What's next, sir? Anything else?
She made false report to Crime Stoppers accusing me of stealing the carriage. This is the original carriage that started the business, and she led them to believe that it was a random burglary that...
Did you take one of the carriages, sir?
I took 2 of them, Your Honor.
2?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are they?
I have them both.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do they cost when they were purchased?
One of them was $4,200, I believe, and the other one was $2,500. There was a lot of other equipment in the business also, Your Honor.
I'm not getting into fax machines,
Right.
photo machines, telephones. So you have these 2 carriages?
Yes, ma'am.
And you sold the horse trailer to your daughter for $1. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
That's a wash to me. You keep the carriages. You keep the carriage. You have no horse. You have a horse. You have a horse and no carriage. You have carriages and no horse. Sounds to me perfect.
I
Sounds to me like 2
I have the
people who
receipts.
deserve
I
each other.
paid for them carriages on my own money, on
Listen
my personal
to me.
account.
Listen to me. You don't have a personal account.
Yes,
you
I
go
do.
into business with him.
Can you look at my evidence, please?
Oh, sure. I'm going to look at your evidence, but you don't seem to get the drill. You can do whatever you like with paperwork, and you can sell something that you believed might be a joint piece of property to your daughter for $1. But that doesn't mean when you come into court, I have to buy it.
Right.
You lived together with this man for 7 years. You started a business.
Off
He
and on.
worked the business. You worked the business. He worked outside. You worked inside. He bought things that you needed for the business. And now you're separated. Now you say, here's all this junk. You figure it out. But you say, I'm going to protect myself the best way I can. I'm going to sell this piece of property to my daughter for $1. You say, I'm taking the carriages, so at least I have something. That may be all you're left with, except the $900 for Elvis and your picture. Now I'll hear you.
Okay, ma'am. I did not file a false accusation. Here's my 911 transcript that when he attacked me and held me against my will, tried to rape me, tried to strangle me. I had marks on my neck. Here's my pictures.
Shh. He was yelling at you.
More than that.
That's all it says.
Well, this is because when he threw the phones across the room, I jumped out of bed and grabbed the phones and dialed 911 and stuck it underneath the sheets. So when he came running back in the room,
it says he was yelling
the
at you.
911 officer heard him yelling at me, and then I clicked off the phone, but she heard him say he was going to F me up. And also when he was attacking me, he told me that he was going to rape me.
Doesn't say that here.
Because I didn't have 911 phone call on at that time. This is when he first attacked me.
Yeah.
And here's my pictures of the mark he put on my neck, how he busted in my room, And I tried to call for my son for help. I tried to get my arm to raise the window up to call for my son for help. He hurt my arm. That's why he left, because I had 911 on the other line, and he ran out the back door, and then the police came, and I went that day and got my injunction.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Shank claims ex-girlfriend Charlene Casey damaged his property by throwing it in the swimming pool. John says she also owes for the cost of a horse.
When you went out to do weddings, who drove the carriages?
We both did.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. You both drove the carriages?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
For the first year or more, we only owned one carriage, Your
And
Honor.
at that time, we took turns. He would take a ride, I would take a ride. And then when I got my father's inheritance money, I went and I bought the other 2 carriages. I bought 3 horses, and I bought driving lines. I bought $1,500 worth of harnesses.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Mr. Shank, your sole source of income was from these carriage horses?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any other source of income?
When we originally started the carriage business, I had a full-time job for the first 2 to 3.
Did you have any savings?
No, ma'am.
So it is a fair statement that Miss Casey makes when she tells me that she, in fact, invested the vast majority of the money for the property that formed the business.
Yes, ma'am.
Then how can you claim that you own these carriages that you took?
I originally bought the first carriage. I started the business.
No, you originally bought 1 carriage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And horse and harness.
Just a second. With what is my question?
With what? I was working a full-time job at the time, and I sold my horse.
Which horse?
I had a horse before the carriage. We had horses all along.
I see. So how much did you put in when you started the business?
When we started the business, the first carriage was, I believe, $2,500. I'm not exactly sure of the price, but
okay,
it was right in that neighborhood.
And where is that carriage now?
The first horse was $2,000.
Where is that carriage now?
I have that carriage.
How many carriages do you have altogether?
I have 2.
So the other carriage belongs to her?
And
Yes,
half
ma'am.
of the other one belongs to me, too.
The
other carriage belongs to her?
One carriage belongs to her. And
So why didn't you give it back to her?
well, this was another carriage, the third carriage that we owned. She changed the locks on the storage unit, didn't allow me to work at all.
After I got my injunction. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I had nothing. She had my horse, she had all my belongings, everything, and I just took whatever I could take. Because
All right, we have to give her back that carriage. Now, is there any way of identifying that carriage from the other carriage?
Yes.
How?
It's white with red velvet seats. It was made in Canada, and it has a stamp on the back.
Your Honor, this carriage was given to me as a gift right here, and she has it at her house.
That one goes back to her in 5 days. The one that she's just described, and I will prepare the order. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, do you have one that belongs to him at your
No.
house? What is the one he's talking about?
I have no idea. I never.
She bought this maroon carriage and gave it to me as a gift. She
That's
said,
a lie.
"This is your carriage. The
That's
white
a
one
lie.
that I'm buying is mine."
Forget it!
Okay.
Now, you get $900 and you get the picture of your son. You will return to her within 5 days the carriage. And I'm not satisfied that there was not an incident in the room after examining the photographs. I think that you had a couple too many beers, Mr. Shank. Now,
I agree.
your countersuit is for lost wages and future income.
Right.
Forget it. You want the return and value of personal property. So you're getting
Right.
back one of your carriages.
And my harnesses.
How many harnesses do you have?
I have 2 harnesses. Your
One goes to her, one goes to you. Anything else?
Okay, this is the receipt that I paid $1,273 of the carriage that he says that he paid for.
Listen to me.
And this is my.
I've given you absolutely more time than anybody else
Here it
could
is.
give you with regard to this. With
My
regard to
draft
this
horse
stuff.
harness right here.
Just listen to me
Okay.
carefully. It is absolutely impossible without experts. Experts who can value a business, who can value what everything is worth now, 2 years later, 3 years later from when you purchased them, to make a judgment. This is not a marriage. Now, if you've been married, something else. Then you get somebody who will value all of your joint and single property and say, we're going to divide it in half, you take half, because it's all marital property. You have some receipts. You paid for some stuff. He paid with his time and working in the business. You now have horses and carriages. You now have a carriage. Uno. Ma'am. One carriage. You have no horse. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
Maybe you want to buy one.
He stole everything. I had
She
no
has
way
two
to go to
carriages
work.
right now also.
Sir, ma'am.
And a hay wagon.
I had no way to go to work. I have 2 minor children at home. He stole every way I had to make a living. He stole the tool that was to fix the other carriage. So
You
3
spent
weeks.
7 years of your life with him.
No, the business was in my name only. I have my occupational license for the past 3 years. It's in my name only.
My question is, so you're saying he was a paid employee?
He was an employee.
Did you pay taxes for him as an employee?
No.
Goodbye.
I tried to get him to pay taxes. I tried to get him to pay
Goodbye.
his taxes. He wouldn't pay them.
No, listen to me. My question is, he may not have paid them. Did you file?
I tried to get him to
listen
go.
to me. Did you pay his Social Security? Did you give him a W-2 or a 1099?
I tried to get him to do
No,
it.
no. Listen to me, madam. Come over here, sir. Don't walk out on me.
I'm sorry.
Back on me. I walk out on you.
Okay.
Did you 1099 him at the end of the year that this is what he earned? The answer is no.
No, because I asked him to go with me, and he would not go.
He doesn't have to go anywhere with you, madam. All you have to do is 1099 him, send it into the federal government. Did you pay his Social Security?
He would not
The
go
answer, he doesn't have to go anywhere. Did you pay his Social Security?
I didn't know how
The
much he
answer-
made. He would not tell me how much he made. He stuck it all in his pocket.
Not true.
Madam,
I never knew.
He was a partner in your business. That's
he-
the way you set it up. It may
He
have
never
been in
told
your
me how
name.
much he made.
Say goodbye to him and to me.
Goodbye.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kime versus Cameron. Step forward, please.
19-year-old telemarketer Janae Kime is suing her ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old landscaper Wade Cameron, for crashing her car by pulling the emergency brake while she was driving.
Miss Kime, according to your complaint, you were driving the defendant's car home from some sort of an event because he was intoxicated and couldn't
Correct.
drive. You got into an accident, you caused a great deal of damage to another car, and you were ordered to pay restitution. And you believe that the defendant should pay that restitution because it was his fault, because he pulled the emergency brake,
Correct.
which caused you to skid out of control and hit the other car.
Mm-hmm.
The defendant says he did, in fact, pull the emergency brake, but he pulled it because you were driving erratically. That's your defense.
Yes.
How do you know each other?
We're dating.
How old are you?
19.
And you?
24.
What was the date of the accident?
January 3rd, 2002.
Where were you coming from?
We were coming home from a party that night.
Had you gone together?
Yes.
Just the two of you?
No, there was 3 other people with us in the car.
Were the other 3 people in the back of the car intoxicated?
Yes.
But you were not?
I was not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janae Kime says ex-boyfriend Wade Cameron caused her car to crash when he abruptly pulled the emergency brake.
Okay. Now, tell me about the accident.
I was driving his car home from the party. Everything was all right. We were like 2 houses down from his house, and then all of a sudden he pulls up the emergency brake, and the car that I'm driving slides into this parked car, and the owners of the car were sitting in the car at that time. And so I pulled the car around the block and parked it at his house, and then we all went down to make sure that everything was okay. And I was in shock when this all happened at the time, you know, because it was such like a dramatic experience that I went through, and it brought back memories of...
Don't give me your memories. I'm not interested in your memories.
Okay.
So you went back to see if everybody was okay.
Right, and Wade had told me at the time that he had insurance on his car, so I figured everything was taken care of. I was in shock, so I left. And
you left before the police arrived?
Right. And I called him the next day, and I asked him what was going on. He gave me the number of the officer in Boulder that was handling the case. So I called her and let her know that I was driving the car, and then a couple days after that, I went up there. She wrote me a ticket, and then I went to court after that.
How did you contact the police, sir?
How did I contact the police? They contacted me.
You did. When?
The following day, or that evening.
So what did you tell them that evening?
I told them basically what we were coming back from the party, and they were assuming that I was driving, but I wasn't, and
because the person that was driving left the scene of the crime, so they were trying to direct it towards me. But I told them what happened, that she had taken off, and they wanted a description of her and everything. And then that once that I'd gotten contact with her, to have her contact them.
Let me see the police report. Did you first tell the police that somebody else was driving the car, sir?
They were asking who it was, and I was describing who it was, and I didn't exactly say what she'd look like.
Who's Tamara?
I was a made-up person.
So you lied to the police?
Well, I didn't know her name exactly at the time. Like,
you didn't know whose name?
Well, I was drunk, so I was just mumbling out words.
Hey, don't try to get over on me. I'm smarter than you'll ever be in your whole life. Bird, you have a piece of paper there?
I do.
Good. I want you to give her a piece of paper and give him a piece of paper, and I want each of them to write down, prior to today, when the last time was that each of these people saw each other, spent any time with each other. Do you understand my question? Prior to today.
Okay.
You need a pen? You need an extra pen? I want them to do it independently.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Look over here, sir. Eyes front. Write down the date.
The exact.
Write down the date that each of you remembers that you spent any time together prior to today's date. I'll take them. Thank you.
His, hers, yours.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Now, what did you have to pay restitution for, by the way?
I had to pay restitution for $6,839 for the whole damage to the car that I hit.
Because he didn't have insurance?
Right, and yet he told me he did.
When did he tell you he did?
He told me he did that night before I was going to drive his car, because I was planning on driving them home anyways. And I was like, you have insurance, right? He's like, yes, I
Oh,
do.
sure, you asked him, do you have insurance? Oh, do I
No,
believe that?
I really did.
Do I believe that?
I really
Sure, I do believe that. You said to him, I'll drive your car because you're drunk. By the way, do you have insurance? I want to tell you something. I think that all of you people got together and made up a very good story. That's what I think. It's not going to wash with me. I don't believe he pulled the emergency brake. I believe the car spun out of control. Did you have a driver's license?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Good. After this whole thing happened, did he accept full responsibility?
We had had conversations, about this happening, and he promised that he would pay me $200 a month for all the restitution bills, because I have to pay $200 a month for the next 4 years for this car that he wrecked.
How much longer did you date after this incident?
Oh, we didn't date at all after this. The only time that we saw each other was just to converse about this, about the case, and about what
Really, where were you?
It had been maybe at his house a couple times when I'd go up there.
At his house a couple of times?
Yeah, when I would go up there to go try to get the money, because I couldn't get a hold of him because he was avoiding my calls.
Okay. And when was the last time you saw him to ask him for money?
Last time that I saw him was a couple months ago. The last time I asked him for money was a couple weeks ago before I or probably about 3 weeks ago before I went and filed the case in Boulder.
And where were you when you asked him for the money?
I was at my house on the phone the last time.
When was the last time you saw him?
The last time that I saw him was...
At his house, at your house?
At his house?
Coffee, something?
No, I just asked him for money. It was probably about 2 months ago.
And when was the last time you say you saw her?
Last time I saw her was when we went to court. For that.
Which was when?
When, I don't know the exact date of when that court date was, but we had the same court date, so that's the last time I saw her.
Uh-huh. And did you tell the judge in court that you had pulled, that this was all your fault?
Basically just to get it was already on
I'm
the
asking
court.
you a question.
Yes.
Did you tell the judge in court that the accident was all your fault? The answer is yes or no.
Yes.
What did the judge say to you?
That was it.
Were you ordered to pay any fine?
No.
Any restitution?
No.
Interesting. Well, one of you say that the last time you saw each other was February 28th. One of you says the last time you saw each other was January 10th. It's interesting, isn't it?
So
Isn't it?
Very interesting.
Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. This is case number 321 on the calendar in the matter of Pickering versus Cannon.
Thank you, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Bert, would you do me a favor, please? You know that pesky fly that we had around here a couple of months ago?
Yep.
Well, he's been resurrected. So could you get me one of those little things that you got me before this?
No problem.
Thank you very much. And Miss Pickering and Mr. Cannon look like two well-behaved people, so I can manage without you for a minute.
Be right back.
Thank you. Miss Pickering, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were in a relationship and you made a loan to him. It was a loan so that he could take a trip, some sort of a bus trip, a sports trip with some other men. And you want the money back because the relationship is over.
Yes.
Mr. Cannon says that there was never a loan, that this was sort of a quid pro quo because he had arranged for refinancing on your house at some point. I know you're smiling. We'll get to it.
Okay.
He had arranged for refinancing on your house, saved you a whole bunch of money, and you agreed that he would be paid by you financing this trip. That's your defense.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Good, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Yeah.
I know it was on the lip. But I'll get it. Anyway, thank you. So, Ms. Pickering, were you and the defendant living together?
No, Your Honor, we were not. We were dating.
Objection.
Listen to me. Listen. Don't interrupt her. Do you understand? You will have an opportunity to speak when she's finished.
Yes, ma'am.
Go.
When I divorced my husband and moved back to South Carolina, Mr. Cannon was one of the people contracted to move my furniture back to South Carolina from Georgia. I was reintroduced to him at that time. We went to middle school together. Immediately after I returned, we began dating. But
never lived together?
Never lived together, but he spent most of the time with me. It was we talked about getting married. He talked about how it was destiny for us to be together.
Don't frustrate me.
Yes, ma'am. I was just saying, let's get to
No.
Yes.
When I look at your direction and ask you a question, you're going to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Other than that, you're not going to speak.
Okay.
So when I said you didn't live together, the answer was we didn't live together, we dated.
We dated.
Fine. Tell me about this loan that you made to him, when that was, because there were two parts of the loan.
Exactly. Mr. Cannon and I had been supportive of each other, making small loans back and forth financially to help each other out when needed during the time that we dated. This particular occasion, in October, he sponsored a trip for
October
the guys.
of what year?
October of 2001. He sponsored a trip to a Falcons football game in Atlanta. At some point, he did not have the money to pay for the tickets. So he asked me if he could borrow the money.
How much money did he need?
It was $960 for the tickets. Although we had exchanged money before loaning process, I felt very uncomfortable with this amount.
Well, had the previous loans been smaller loans?
They had been much smaller, $50, $100, $150. So, and it had been repaid. Because I felt uncomfortable, I wrote the check to the travel agency.
Can I see that, please?
I would not write it to him, nor would I give him cash. I was under the assumption that when the guys boarded the bus, that they would pay the remaining balance. When they returned from the trip, I heard of how wonderful it was.
When was the trip?
The trip was in November.
Okay.
I heard of how wonderful it was and received a magnet, but not my money.
Okay.
At that point, I did not question him about it. I was hoping that he would do the right thing because, once again, this is someone I wanted to marry. Later on, in the 11th, November, he also borrowed money again and again in December.
Well, what did he borrow money in November for?
I was under the impression that it was Christmas gifts. During this time, I've been throwing hints that I wanted an engagement ring. I'm hoping that this was for that purpose.
So you were giving him money hoping that he would buy you a ring?
I was giving him money hoping that it would help him purchase the Christmas gifts for his children and then have extra to do what I wanted him to do.
How much did you give him in November?
In November, I gave him a check of $135, and I clearly marked on there that it was a loan. And in December, I also gave a check of $50. And I marked that that was a loan as well.
Miss Pickering, He hadn't paid you back the October money yet. Why are you giving him more money?
At that time, we were talking about moving in together. I was, lack of a better judgment, I was a fool for love.
All right. Okay. I'm not interested in these 2 little loans. I'm not interested in that because that comes under the category of stupidity. If you lend somebody almost $1,000 and they don't pay you back when they get off the bus, and you lend them another $50 and another $135, then you're not too smart.
But once again, Your Honor, he was promising me the whole time, making promises. This is someone.
Promises of what?
Of commitment, of relationship.
Just a
of
second. I don't
repaying.
care about commitment relationship. That's not my job. You want to go commitment relationship? Go on Jerry Springer. If you want to come here, this is a court. Court, you talk about if he's making statements. He was making statements about returning the money.
Exactly.
That's all I'm interested in.
And he had returned money in the past, and I indicated that it was a loan on the check.
I understand that, madam. You're not following me. If you give somebody almost $1,000, which you said to me a moment ago was more money than you had ever given them, and you thoroughly expected him to have the money as soon as he put his keister back on land where you were, and all he gave you was a magnet.
Yes, sir.
Right? Then when he comes to you and says, I need another $135, I need another $50, you say, you're not getting another penny, my dear, until I get back my $960. And if you do, deal with it. And I don't want to hear about commitment. Commitment, we go someplace else. Commitment, we don't deal with here. All right. Let me hear from you.
I'm glad you settled that for me, Your Honor.
Don't thank me yet. I'm not finished with you. Where's her $960?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So I, being the wonderful person that I am, tried to save her a lot of money by letting her go through one of my mortgage brokers.
What did that cost you?
It didn't cost me anything. What it did save her thousands.
Right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kendra Pickering says ex-boyfriend Charles Cannon owes for the cost to attend a football game with his friends. Charles says he saved her thousands by helping to refinance her mobile home.
Go ahead.
Actually, it should be a balance of $40 owed to me.
Just tell me where, honey.
Because at the time, right before, I think it was right around September, I was working part-time selling mobile homes. By doing that, I was involved and had relationships with several different mortgage companies. At the time, Miss Pickering was talking about getting a house refinanced. She had went around to several different other mortgage companies.
I did not. I don't want to hear you.
Thank you.
Talking. Keep talking. I can multitask.
Actually, she was thinking about refinancing the house through the mortgage company she was in at the time that she was thinking about refinance. So I, being the wonderful person that I am, tried to save her a lot of money by letting her go through one of my mortgage brokers.
And what did that cost you?
Actually, it didn't cost me anything. What it did saved her thousands.
Right. Didn't cost you anything.
So I agreed. I said, well, look, she's getting $13,000 back. I said, well, I agree to set you up with the guy. Just give me a $1,000 referral fee.
What kind of character are you?
We wasn't in a relationship. This is her imagination of this marriage.
Listen to me. What kind of character are you?
Wonderful.
No. No. Not wonderful. Not
I had
wonderful.
to pay. What, could you quit
Not
asking?
Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't tell me no relationship, because although I'm not entertaining these things, clearly she gave you this money.
Well, it wasn't to the extent that she's saying,
Don't give me extent. Whether you have a little extent, sir, that's your problem, or a bigger extent, that's maybe everybody's problem. He has a smaller extent, he won't acknowledge that.
Well,
listen to me very carefully. If you have even a smaller extent relationship, which will be your long-term problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Or not.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are in a relationship with somebody and intimate with somebody, and if they need something and it doesn't cost you anything, because you know somebody who could help her out getting refinancing for her house, and you hook her up with that person, then you don't be a pig and say, well, I'm saving you all this money, so why don't you give me a little bit of money, because I saved you all that money. You say, I'm glad I could do something nice for you.
I was
only
doing the American way.
But do it the American way with somebody else that you're not sleeping with, sir.
Well, Your Honor,
well, don't give me, well, Your Honor. You owe her $960. She gave it to you. Why don't you give the money back to her and say finished?
My point is, the big point is, this was not an issue until she came to my house one evening, and I said, look, I don't want to be bothered. Okay, this was over a year after. She didn't file this till after a year after.
I don't want to hear. Yeah, so?
It wasn't a big issue till she came to my house.
Yeah.
Way out of control. I said, look, I don't want to be bothered. I'm ready to move on. And the police department had to come by. They told her, look, ma'am, you need to leave. And then she came up with the issues about the money. And they said, well, if that's the problem, you need to go file it in court.
So if this lady is saying to you, this is standing in the way of my moving forward, clearly you benefited from this money. Clearly I gave it to you, $960.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel as if I've been used. You don't want a relationship anymore, and you don't want to return the money. Relationship, I can't force you, but the money, I want you to pay me. Then you give her the money. It didn't cost you any money, right?
I didn't
So
give
you
my
act like a
referral fee.
man, whether you have a big commitment or a little commitment. You give her back the money. $960, judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He knows that he's made promises of love, commitment, gave me a ring at Christmas, and now he denies all of this?
It was spoken about.
I'm just in awe at how he could lie.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Oliveira versus Rodriguez. Step forward, please.
Painter Alejandro Oliveira is suing his ex-girlfriend, machinist Evie Rodriguez, for the return of his belongings and for vandalizing his van.
Mr. Oliveira, it is your claim that Miss Rodriguez, who used to be your girlfriend, vandalized your car and kept some of your property when she decided to terminate the relationship because she allegedly saw your vehicle in a motel, and she wasn't at the motel. She says she didn't touch your car, and you had plenty of time to get your property, and she doesn't have your property anymore. How long were you going out with her?
About 2 years.
Did you live together?
Yes.
And tell me when she vandalized your car.
The night that she seen my van at a hotel room.
What night was that?
Oh, I'm not sure the exact date, but
Better be sure, because if you're not sure, I can't hear your case.
in the middle of July, I would say like July 15th.
And where were you at the time that you observed her damaging your car?
I was at my friend Jacob's house.
Had you seen Miss Rodriguez at the motel? Did she try to get your attention?
Yes.
How did she try to get your attention, Mr. Oliveira?
She was yelling out my name, come out, and asking me to come out, and I wouldn't come out.
Okay, and you waited until she left?
Yes.
And what happened when you got to Jacob's house?
I was gonna stay the night there, and then
She thought that would be a good idea.
yeah, I heard some things going on outside, and the same thing, pounding on the door, telling me to come outside. I wouldn't come outside, so then...
Why not?
Because I didn't want to deal with this girl. And she started bashing my windshield and my back window.
You have photographs?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I just didn't even think about doing that.
So why are you thinking about suing her now?
Because she took some personal belongings when we lived together, and just, I wanted them back. She wouldn't give them back, so...
Like what?
Couches, living room set, clothes.
You lived together for 2 years, sir. Are these things that you purchased when you were living together?
No, I had them prior.
When, for the first time, did you ask her for this property?
After we separated, and...
Well, you separated, I assume, on July 15th.
Sure.
Yeah.
The day after, I asked her, I'm gonna go get my stuff. She had already locked the doors. Then one day after that incident, she had threw all my things outside and said I better go and get them before somebody takes them.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Alejandro Oliveira says ex-girlfriend Evie Rodriguez won't return his personal property.
Why didn't you go over there?
I was just drinking and I didn't want to drive, so I waited till the next day.
Oh, and what happened to all your stuff?
They were there, and I took the things I can, like small things, but I couldn't carry couches and the bigger things by myself, so I just waited.
Yeah.
And I told her to put the stuff back inside, and she refused to. Then she said they got stolen, but I know she took them because I seen them at her sister's house when I peeped through a window.
So the couches in her sister's house?
Yeah.
Does your sister have his couches?
No.
No? Who has his couches?
I told different people that there's stuff outside. If you want it, go get it.
That's good. Well, that's good. So they took him.
Yeah.
They came and they took it.
Yeah.
Did you bust his windows on his car?
No.
You didn't bust
You had a right to. You had a right to, in your own mind, I'm sure you thought, right?
I'm not the kind of person to do that.
Well, what I don't understand, Mr. Oliveira, is that if somebody vandalized my car like that and you want them to pay for it and you want to bring a lawsuit, you take a photograph of what the car looks like.
True, but at the time it happened, I didn't even think about taking it to court, you know.
So what do you want me to do?
Actually, I just want to get my couches back, and she
doesn't
hasn't.
have your couches.
She does have them.
No. She told somebody, she put your couches out along with all the other property. You said you came by, you didn't come by that night because you'd been drinking. You came by the next day, you took some of the things that you wanted. She says, she called all of her friends and says, there's a bunch of junk outside. If you want to come and get it, you come and get it. Maybe her sister wanted the junky couches. She came and got the couches.
She has no right to give things away. That's not hers anyway, so.
Yeah?
She shouldn't have did that in the first place. That's not right.
Just a second. You shouldn't have given away the couches if you gave them away. I'm telling you, she shouldn't have. What were you doing at the motel?
Just partying, whatever.
Really? The night before, this happened on the 15th of July. On the 14th of July, where were you?
I was there at the apartment where we lived at.
Yeah. Did you have dinner together that night?
Sure.
Do you have children?
Nope.
Do you have children?
I have one.
How old is your child?
He's 12.
Does he live with you?
Yes.
Oh, I have 2 children, but not with her.
So you have 2 children?
Yes, I do. I thought you meant if I had some
No,
with her.
no. Not with her.
No.
And not with the person you were in the motel with, I assume?
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So, did you tell Miss Rodriguez that you were going to spend an evening in a motel with somebody on the 15th?
Nope.
Why not?
We were having troubles at the time. We were breaking up.
Really?
So,
when did you tell her that?
I never told her. It just things were happening.
Mr. Oliveira, you have no pictures of your car vandalized. So I can't tell, A, if it was vandalized at all, and B, whether she did it.
She did do it. I just thought she would come up to it and say that she did, because she knows she
not.
did.
And as far as your property is concerned, she called you and said to you, oh, by the way, you still living in the same apartment or the same house?
I moved out.
And you didn't move back into that place, did you?
No.
Where did you go to live?
At my friend's house, where the night that
At
she came and
Jacob's
broke in.
house?
Yes.
You still living there at Jacob's?
Yes.
No, you're not, Mr. Oliveira?
I am.
Full time?
What do you mean full time, Mom?
You sleep there all the time?
Yeah.
Every night?
That's where I'm staying at now.
Uh-huh, right. So you paying any rent to Jacob?
It's not, well, it's not actually his house, it's his mother's house. But
Oh, really?
yes.
So you have your own room there?
I sleep on the couch, or if nobody...
Oh, just a minute. So she has a couch?
She has a couch.
So where are you going to put these couches when you get them?
I'm going to put them at my mom's or wherever in storage.
Oh, well, you don't have any couches anymore, Mr. Oliveira.
I know.
Case is dismissed.
Her sister has
Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 183 on the calendar in the matter of Sanzano versus West. Thank you. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Sanzano, you and the defendant had a relationship, an on-again, off-again one, according to your complaint, for some period of time. During that time, you moved in together, perhaps once or twice. You claimed that you furnished the apartment. She had you thrown out of the apartment. She kept the furniture. You want the furniture back or its value. That's what your claim is.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant said that the furniture was purchased as a couple, and she is counterclaiming for a car that you allegedly took that belonged to her and for assaulting her 5-year-old son.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's have the story of the furniture first, because that's your claim.
Over about a year and a half ago, I met Lisa. We got into a relationship. We moved into an apartment after 6 months. At that time, I had a lot of furnishings. I had, electronics, and I had, quite a bit of furniture.
Where
And
had she been living?
she lived with her mother for a period of 3 years.
Was she living with her mother at the time that you met?
Yes, ma'am.
Was she living with her mother at the time you moved in together?
Prior to us moving in
Prior
together.
to your moving in together?
Yes.
Did she have any of her own furniture that she moved in with?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
At this time, the apartment did need some more things. It was a 3-bedroom apartment, so I went out and I did purchase those things solely.
What?
At that time, it was...
Look at me.
Yes, at that time it was additional bedroom furniture.
For whom?
for the children's rooms.
How many children did she have?
She has 4 children.
How old are you?
26.
Do you have other children?
No,
Do you
ma'am.
have children of your own?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Just other things were purchased, just to make, the apartment a complete home. Then after 4 months of living together in this apartment, we separated. I kept the apartment. I kept the furnishings. She kept some of the children's things that, were really for their specific use, not for my use at all. So then, after 3 months went by, I went on to another relationship, and she was seeing somebody else. And after 3 months went by, Lisa contacted me on numerous occasions and wanted to reconcile. And after a few conversations, we began seeing each other again. But then we moved in together. We lived there together in the second home for 4 months. And what had happened, Lisa was being treated for mental health issues, manic depression issues, okay? And she was under medication. And she decided that she wanted to start drinking again, like, social drinking. And that affected, in my opinion, her treatment with the medication. And as a result, it ended up in disruptiveness in the home. She started to, get violent with me, physical with me. On the second occasion that occurred, I filed a police report rather than get violent back with her. 1 week went by. She decided that she wasn't going to come home anymore to the place where we were living. And she basically threatened me over the telephone from her mother's house, stating that I want the title to my car signed over to me, and I want you out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to file some false accusations against you to get you out through an injunction.
Why was the title to her car in your name?
Because I purchased the vehicle for her. Some of her monies were yes, included in that. Okay? I'll be very honest with you. Okay? But the total amount of the car?
You put in some money.
Yes, for the car purpose.
All right. How much was the car?
The car was $900.
And how much did you put in?
I put in $450.
And she put in the rest?
Yes.
Okay.
So that she would have a car to get to and from work.
Okay. What kind of work was she doing?
She's an administrative assistant for a glass company.
And who watches the children?
They go to daycare and they go to school, and we had them in summer programs during that time.
Okay. So you were put out of the house eventually.
What happened was, as a result of my filing of a police report against her, I went and proceeded to file for a domestic injunction. That was granted.
Let me see the papers, please, that you filed and when you made the report.
Okay. She then also...
Let me see. I can read dates.
Okay. That was the police report, ma'am. The copy of the injunction.
All right. Miss West, can I see the report that you filed with the police department? That's it.
Judge, may I say something?
Yes.
Okay. To conclude the story, a week later, she did file such paperwork, which was out of due vindictiveness.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
You filed your police report on the 19th, according to the one you gave me.
Yes.
But you actually had the police come out on the 13th.
Yes.
Interesting enough. Very good. So you did call the police on the 13th.
Yes.
And I read what it said here, which says that when the police got there, you lost your temper and you were throwing things around the house. Is that right?
No, ma'am, I wasn't throwing things
Yes, you
around
were.
the house.
Yes, you were.
I was placing them on the floor because he's OCD, and I knew it would drive him crazy. There was nothing broke. There was nothing thrown in that
He's
house.
got OCD, so you were driving him crazy. What kind of medication do you take?
I've been released from the doctor. I don't take it anymore.
What
but
kind
I
of
was-
medication were you
I
taking on the
was
13th
taking
of July?
Effexor.
And how long had you been on that medication?
2 months.
And during the time that you were taking that medication, I assume that your doctor, who is licensed to practice medicine in the state of
Florida,
told you that you were not to have anything of an alcoholic nature to drink. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were, in fact, drinking that night?
I had 1 beer.
I don't care whether you had 1 beer or whether you had a sip. You were drinking in violation of the doctor's direction. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were taking that medication for, let's call it, mood swings.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that the house was in a state of disarray, and that the plaintiff called the police and said, listen, I don't want her arrested, I just want things to calm down.
Exactly.
And the police came. That was on the 13th. All right. Then we have you reporting to the police on the 19th of July that an incident occurred on the 17th of July. That's after he made his report. Now, let's see. Now I'm reading what that says. So I like to read all these reports, Bert. You know why? And you got to read the dates. Very important to tell a story. But you know that already. You knew that.
I've learned from the best.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He assaulted your son, hit him with a belt? Is that right? How many times have you done that?
I've never left a bruise on any of my children. Not ever.
Get out of my sight.
And later today,
After I made a comment about his socks, telling him that his socks were dirty, he looked at me and he said, watch out now. Watch what happens to you now.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Anthony Sanzano says ex-girlfriend Lisa West won't return his furniture. Lisa says Anthony beat her 5-year-old son with a belt.
Mr. Sanzano, I want you to listen to me very, very carefully, sir. Did you ever hit any of Miss West's children? Look at me. Answer the question before I go further. And I will go further, so you might as well just get it all out now.
I have spanked the children at some point or another during the period of the year and a half.
And did you ever, when you spank the children, spank them with a belt?
No.
Did you ever spank the children with any object? Look at me. Very, very careful.
No.
Be very careful.
No, ma'am.
That I don't believe.
Okay.
That I don't believe. So let's go back again. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to redeem yourself, sir. Did you ever spank the children with an object?
I may have used a belt on 1 or 2 occasions.
Listen.
So does Miss West.
Mr. Sanzano, there isn't a question in my mind that Miss West has hit her children.
In fact, she kind of like showed me how we should discipline the children, because I'm new to this
Mr.
parental
Sanzano,
thing. Yeah.
there isn't a question in my mind that Miss West has beat her children.
Okay.
She knows it, and I know it. I feel sorry for these 4 children. I don't know where they are now. Where are they?
They're with my best friend.
Best friend that's with somebody you live with?
Yes, he's a roommate.
New boyfriend.
Hmm?
New boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend.
It's the same man she saw the first time we separated.
Mr. Sanzano, we're talking here about some furniture? Mr.
Yes.
Sanzano, I want you to speak to me, sir. We're talking here about some furniture.
Yes, ma'am. Miss West got possession of the home that we both jointly had assets in.
She's still living there.
Yes, ma'am.
And some other guy is sitting on the couch that you bought, and some other guy is sitting in the chair that...
Yes, ma'am.
Sitting on some of your mother's stuff,
Yes, ma'am.
and the children are sleeping in the beds that you bought,
Yes, that's...
and you're 26 years old,
Yes, ma'am.
and you got out scot-free.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't have a baby with her, right?
No, ma'am.
This is what if I could make an order, this is what it would be. That you step back 2 steps, you get down on your knees, and you kiss the ground, and you look up and you say, thank God, and you walk out of here. Mr. Sanzano, I'm going to tell you a couple of things, sir. You lived with this lady, and there's no way that I'm going to go and figure out which toaster belongs to who, and who paid for a couch, and who didn't. You decided to live with her twice without benefit of marriage. We don't have a court for people who live together. She had you thrown out of the apartment. She had you thrown out of the apartment for, at that time, good reason. You used excessive corporal punishment on one of her children.
I was not arrested nor charged.
I don't care whether you were arrested or charged. You used excessive corporal punishment on one of her children. That's not your place. You are not related to them. Even if you're related to them, you can't use excessive corporal punishment. One day, she's going to have her children removed from her custody. That's what's going to happen. If she uses excessive corporal punishment on her children and leaves her children with people who she shouldn't, eventually her children will either grow up to hate her or they'll be removed. But you're 26 years old. This is a lady who has 4 children. She's had a life experience. She has certain psychological problems. She's on medication. She's not handling the medication well. Just listen to this. She's not handling it well because she does things she's not supposed to do. She drinks and she takes the medication. You're 26, getting to be fully cooked, getting there. Right now, all you're out is a sofa. That's it, a sofa and maybe a VCR. You're not paying child support for the next 21 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Step back, kiss the ground, and say thank God. Now, you're suing him for a car that maybe you put in most of the money for. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You got all the furniture.
In the house.
Shh. Not the house. You didn't buy her a house. You rented an apartment. You got the furniture. Consider yourself lucky. You got a house full of furniture, a lot of which he bought. So what do you expect? You expect the money back from your car? Of course not. He assaulted your son. You hit him with a belt. Is that right? How many times have you done that?
I've never left a bruise on any of my children. Not ever.
Get out of my sight. Your case is dismissed, and so is your counterclaim.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's controlled my life for 2 years.
Somebody had to take head of the household, and so I did.
Make sure you know people before you fall in love with them and trust them.
The woman I met was unstable from the start.
It's over. I can walk away. It's done.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Boncheva versus Lohorn. Step forward, please.
17-year-old Petya Boncheva is suing 23-year-old welder Larry Lohorn for keying Petya's car. Larry is denying the charge.
All right, this is not going to take long, Bird. Don't get too comfortable. According to your complaint, you knew the defendant. Whether you liked him or he liked you, I quite frankly don't care whether you were friends or not, but according to your complaint, you were at somebody else's house. You walked into the house. He's sitting there with his shoes off, and you commented that he had dirty socks, which irritated him. The next thing you knew, you went outside, so you saw that somebody had keyed your car, and you say it was the defendant. He says you did comment about his dirty socks, but he didn't key your car.
Correct.
Is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
I probably think you keyed her car. Just watching you, watching your body language. I'm really smart when it comes to that. I think you did do that, but it, see what I mean?
Yes.
But it's up to her to prove it to me. And you have no witnesses, is that right?
No.
Nobody saw him do it?
No.
He didn't admit that he did it?
No.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, he actually did say that he was going to do something to my car, and the night that...
Your Honor?
Don't speak until I speak to you.
Yes.
The night that he keyed my car, we were over at my friend Keith's house.
Don't give me the whole story. I want to know. He said he was going to key your car. When did he say he was going to do something
After I made a comment about his socks, telling him that his socks were dirty, he looked at me and he said, well, you really shouldn't make comments to people that know what kind of car you drive. So I said, you don't even know what kind of car I drive, and he reminded me how we met and the night he'd seen my car, so I was like, okay, you know, he knows my car. Then right after he made a comment, he said, well, you better watch out now. Watch what happens to you now.
So you have pretty good reason to think that it was him, right?
Yeah.
But you understand that in court you have to have proof.
Yeah, well, actually, we did call, I did call the Clinton Township Police Department. We did make a report about it. I was in there for not more than a half an hour, and after he made a comment, he went outside for 5 minutes, and you know, he came back, he just looked at me and smiled. So my friend Keith said, well, let's go look at your car. You know, maybe he did do something to it. So me and him walked outside and seen my car was keyed. Right after he was out there for 5 minutes, came back, and, you know, we went outside. So
what did the police tell you when you reported it?
They told me to make a report about it, take him to court, because...
They couldn't do anything about it because you had no witnesses. They couldn't arrest him.
No.
Now you want to say something?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. What she's failing to mention at first is that she was kind of upset with me in the beginning, before all this even started, because, like, when we initially met...
I don't care!
Okay.
Get to her car!
Okay, when I got to the apartment and she started saying this stuff to me...
about your dirty socks.
Yes.
And about your hygiene.
Yes, I kind of got aggravated, so I kind of went outside. My witness, Sam, and another girl were outside. They were talking. I went out there to use the phone because we had gotten the argument. I called my girlfriend to come pick me up because I didn't want to sit here and argue with a 16-year-old about something as petty as, like, dirty socks. So I called him. We came up back to... Sam came up first, and I came up later with Laura.
Sir,
actually,
Mr.
he's lying,
Lohorn,
Your Honor.
shh, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you.
Okay.
Unless you're going to tell me, Judge, I'm going to fess up. Either I keyed her car, or my friend keyed her car, or I saw somebody key her car. I don't want to hear all your other nonsense. Do you understand?
Yes.
Did you key her car?
No, Your Honor.
Do you know who did?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No.
You have no proof that he keyed your car? You have no witnesses? He didn't make a confession? Do you understand? I can't find that he keyed your car. He might have, or he might have, or somebody else that was outside might have. He may have given them the key to key your car. You have no proof.
But he said he was going to do something to my car. So, and I was in there for not more than a half an hour, and we walked outside as soon as she came in, and my car was keyed. No, Sam was not outside with him when he went outside. Neither was Laura. They were all in the apartment with us.
Well, they weren't.
They were all in there. So he went outside alone.
You have no proof that he keyed your car. Not sufficient in court, anyway. Not sufficient for the police to arrest him for vandalism, and not sufficient for me to be able to charge him for fixing your car. He might have done it. Probably did, based upon his body English, but I can't make a judgment based upon that. So unfortunately, I have to dismiss your case. That's all.
Now, this is case number 173 on the calendar in the matter of White versus Dreyer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Miss White, the defendant is your former husband. You were married for a long time, 20 years? 20 years. And I gather from your papers that you had a rather acrimonious divorce.
Yes.
This case has to do with a car, an old car, that you were awarded in the judgment of divorce.
Correct.
So why don't you tell me the story about the car and what you're suing him for?
I was awarded the 1991 Hyundai in the divorce settlement.
And at the time that you were awarded the car in the divorce settlement, where was the car located physically?
It was at our home.
You say at our home, pointing to him. Did he stay in the home?
No, I stayed in after the divorce was filed. I stayed in the home for 6 weeks afterwards.
With him?
Right.
And then you left?
Yes. I left the home.
And left the car there?
No, I took the car with me.
Okay.
It was agreed that we would leave the car in his name. And then we had agreed that my son, our younger son, who was living with his father, would get the car in January when I bought a new car.
And this you discussed with the defendant?
Yes, I did.
So what did you do with the car?
Our youngest son came to live with us in February after having problems with his father. And
came to live with you?
Yes. And his father became very angry, vindictive.
Where's the car all this time?
I had the car at that time.
You had the car?
My son was driving it in January. It broke down in June. It sat there on my property for a couple months. Our oldest son had come over to my house, asked if he could have the car. I said, sure, take the car. His dad does a lot of rebuilding of the vehicles. So he towed the car to his father's house where he was living.
Your oldest son's name is?
Jonathan Dreyer.
Okay, so Jonathan takes the car. It's been in your possession, but titled in your husband's name, despite the fact that you were awarded the car in the judgment of divorce. Oldest son takes the car from your new residence and brings it back to his father's house.
Correct.
Is he living with his father?
Yes, he is.
Is that right so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In June, Jonathan and the car are back at the father's house, June 01. Go ahead.
So it was after he had towed the car, he called me and says, I have to get the title from you because your dad doesn't want the car up here without the title. So I said, fine, here's the title.
Okay, so you gave Jonathan the title.
Right.
Okay, so now, good.
So that was the last I'd heard about the car until May 5th, when I get a notice that he has had the car illegally put into my name.
Well, no, he hasn't had it illegally put in your name. He transferred it to your name. He was supposed to do that a long time ago.
Right, but what he had done was fraudulent, the way he had done it and what he had planned to do with it.
Well, let's see what happened. So he had put the car in your name and then?
Called it in as abandoned.
Okay, and then they came and towed it.
Yes.
And you were sent a bill from the county for how much?
The ending bill was $786.
And that's what you want?
Well, they did eventually sell the vehicle and got $60 out of it for auction.
So $726.
Correct.
And you feel as if he should be responsible for that bill?
Yes. I've got pictures here that show, I mean, this is what he does for a living. He repairs and rebuilds cars.
Okay. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to do that with this car. I want to get his version of the events. Go ahead.
Well, my one son who got the car did not take possession of the car in January because when he moved out, he had a car that I had given him, which was an '84 Volkswagen Scirocco. That had which time I had it put in report of sale and transferred to him.
I'm talking about the 1991 Hyundai. Let's get there. Jonathan brings it back.
Jonathan brought it to my house.
To your house in June.
When I got home from work.
With your permission?
No, was not with my permission.
Okay. Did you tell him to take it right back?
Yes, I did.
But he didn't?
No, he did not.
Okay. At that time, did you notify your former wife, you better come and get this car?
I could not notify her because of a restraining order which she had against me, which I have right here with me.
Yes.
Which thoroughly states that I have no contact with her whatsoever.
When you were divorced, did you have a lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Then you call your lawyer and you say to your lawyer, send her a letter indicating she better come and get the car. Then you're not having contact. Do you understand?
Right.
All right, so don't give me this. You're not an unintelligent man. There are many ways to deal with this kind of problem. Call your lawyer and say, I don't want this car on my property. It's her car. I'm turning it over to her. She's got the car. It's off my property. But you didn't do that. So what happened? So it sat there for how long?
It sat there until I had it towed on the 5th of May. It was the only thing that I could possibly do with the car because I had no interest in that car per divorce decree. And the only thing possibly I could do is make sure that it was in her name, which I didn't know it was not in her name because of the fact that she had to have been able to license that in February of 2001. And in order to do that, she would have to have signed the registration to do that.
So she signed your name. She probably did that over the last 20 years,
Yes.
100
No,
times.
he gave me the registration. It came in his mail that he handed over to me.
So it's that's very possible.
So I put in, by law, a report of sale, which I did not have to do because it already stated in the divorce decree that it was her car.
Who are you?
I'm a companion of Sherry.
I don't want to hear from you yet, if ever.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She started to get very vindictive against my girlfriends. She even emailed to one of my girlfriends just to break us up.
This is a lie.
And later today,
I'm not holding it against you that you did not dress for court today, but I think that you can get a leg up if you speak up, speak from your diaphragm. Don't swallow your words. You got it? Speak up, speak from your diaphragm. Don't swallow your words. You got it?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sherry White says ex-husband Dale Dreyer illegally towed her vehicle and then had it impounded.
Go ahead. You put the car in her name, then you
I did not put the car in her name. I just put in a report of sale saying that the car was hers as of November. And at that point, I had the car towed. I put in a 72-hour notice in the window, which is required.
You put in
the window of the car.
Listen to me. You put in a 72-hour notice in the window of a car that's on your property.
Correct.
And then you had it towed.
Then I had it towed. That is all what's required in the state of Washington. People who own the car do not have to be notified. It just has to be put in the window of the car.
How long did your divorce take? 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2
No,
years?
our divorce was final in 90 days. And it was a good divorce. In fact, we used the same lawyer. It wasn't until January when she started to get very vindictive against my girlfriends, where she even emailed from the work computers to one of my girlfriends just to break us up. She's been doing this since we've been divorced.
This is a lie.
Don't you think it would have been the smarter thing to do, instead of having the car towed off your property, to have it towed onto her property?
She would have still got the towing bill, and it still would have came back to me.
Maybe. Maybe. And maybe not. But right now, she's got a bill of $726.
Correct.
Because you really didn't do the right thing.
It's the only thing I could do.
No. What you could have done to protect yourself was get in touch with the lawyer that you both used and say, look, I have this car, and if she doesn't make arrangements to come and get this car off my property, I am going to have it towed. I don't want to look at it anymore.
Which would have been more expenses for me, Your Honor.
You mean to write a letter?
For the
or
lawyer
to call
write
her? No. No, come on.
My lawyer charges me $185 an hour, Your
Well,
Honor.
that's all right. This would have taken all of 3 minutes.
The restraining order.
This would have taken all of 3 minutes.
Correct, Your Honor.
So as a result of what you did, she's got this bill. You think that's reasonable? You're the father of her children. She's the mother of your children. You're not supposed to do things to hurt each other. Neither one of you.
Correct.
You're not supposed to do things to hurt each other. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. Whether it be 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, doesn't work out, you say, sorry, but you don't do things to hurt each other because that puts your kids in the middle. Is Jonathan still living with you?
No, Your Honor.
When did he leave?
He left approximately 2 weeks ago.
Where did he go?
Unknown.
You don't know where he went?
No, I don't.
Do you know where he went?
Yes, I do. He's living with his girlfriend and her family.
How old is he?
He's 20.
Did you have an argument with him?
Yes, I did.
Do you see your youngest son?
Yes, I do.
He comes over to visit?
He's called me numerous times in the last month and a half.
Has he come over to visit?
Yes, he has.
So there's not a problem with him?
Yes and no. I can't answer that. The reason is yes, there is a problem with him, but I am dealing with the problem.
Okay. Well, deal with this better. You're going to give your former wife $726 because you didn't do the right thing in having a car that you knew that she would not see the sign that you put in the window. You complied with the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law was that you notify the person whose car it is that if they don't move the car, you're going to have it towed. That's the spirit of the law. That's the substantive part of it. What you did was you complied with the letter of it with full knowledge that she would never see that notice and therefore never be able to reclaim the car. Whether she wanted to reclaim it or not, she may not.
Can I interrupt? Your Honor, I have a statement here from the Department of Motor Vehicles stating that she had 15 days to convert the title over into her name. And if it was not done within 45 days, it is actually considered a misdemeanor.
Listen
and
to
she
me.
never did it. It is
Listen
still
to
at
me.
this date isn't.
Listen to me, sir. There was originally an agreement that I believe that your youngest son wanted the car. He took it, then he decided he didn't want it. The oldest son said, I want it. He brought the car to your... Listen to me. Your oldest son brought the car to your house. After a while, you said to him, I don't want it here, but he never did anything about it, with taking it back to his mother. You knew the whole derivation of the story. It wasn't that she had the car towed to your house and left it there to annoy you.
That
It was brought there by your children. That's how it got there, by your children. So don't show me things that are underlined that says she has 10 days or 15 days to convert it into her name. The idea was to let your kids have a car. And what you did was vindictive. Yeah, you have a counterclaim. You want her to pay $1 a day for storing the car for 122 days. That's ridiculous. You knew how it got there, and you should have done the right thing. You didn't. It's going to cost you $726 because I don't think she should be responsible for it. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it's a bunch of baloney that she didn't follow the laws.
I hope this ends it all with this man.
It's just another win for a vindictive lady against me that she's been at me ever since the divorce.
I want nothing to do with him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shartza versus Myers. Step forward, please.
19-year-old student James Schartzer is suing his former friend, 20-year-old loan officer Matthew Myers, for vandalizing his car. Matthew says James tried to run him over. He is countersuing for money owed on a computer.
Mr. Schartzer, I gather from your complaint that you know the defendant, Mr. Myers, and it is your claim that he vandalized your car. The defendant says that he did not vandalize your car, that you were not in the car at the time of this incident. Some of your friends tried to run him over, and he merely placed his hands on the hood of the car because he was trying to protect himself. Mr. Myers says that you owe him some money for a computer and is counterclaiming. Is that what this is about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was your car vandalized, sir? What date?
April 27th, 2002.
And tell me how it came about that your car was in the vicinity of Mr. Myers' house.
Well, it all started, I was hanging out with some friends.
I want you to speak up, speak slowly so that I can hear you, because I'm not holding it against you that you did not dress for court today. Just because they're wearing suits and shirts and ties doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to tell me the truth, right?
Right.
But I think that you can get a leg up if you speak up, speak from your diaphragm, don't swallow your words. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
You tried.
Let's go.
On the night of April 27th, 2002, I was hanging out with some friends, and one of my witnesses, Susie...
Stop tapping. Don't tap.
One of my witnesses, Susie, had to go over his house to deliver a payment for that computer.
What computer?
The computer that we made a deal with where I put a down payment down, he put the other $500 on his credit card, and I was paying the monthly payment.
Susie was going to go over to his house to make a payment for you, to him, on a computer that he had put on his credit card as a favor to you.
Yes, ma'am.
We got that down?
Got that.
And why weren't you going to make the payment, sir?
Because at the time we weren't friends.
Why is that? Had you been late in making the computer payments?
No, I believe it was the first payment that was being delivered.
Okay. Go ahead.
And we weren't friends, and she had to go over there, so I let two of my friends drive her over there because I didn't want any altercations. And they went over there, and she went in the house.
You weren't there, so you don't know
No,
what happened.
I
But
wasn't
that's
there.
why she went over there in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Susie! So you went over there with a payment. How much of a payment did you go over with?
I believe it was $60.
What happened when you got there?
I walked inside and I handed Matt the payment. He was sitting on the couch by himself, and I was just talking to him because I hadn't seen him in a while. And then I told him that Rich, the boy who drove me, was out there, and he wanted to say hi. So he went outside with us, and he said hi to Rich, and he looked at the car. And then he was like, something like, give a message to James. And he started like kicking the side of the door. And then he walked around and started kicking the front of the door, yelling that he wanted his money. And so I was scared, so I jumped back in the car and we drove off.
He just started kicking the car?
Yeah, he knew it was James's, so he just...
Of course he knew it was James's.
So he like grabbed onto my shoulder and started kicking the car. And then he walked around and jumped on the front and started jumping on the hood of the car.
What'd you do that for?
I didn't do it.
What'd you do?
This is what happened. She came over, I met her outside. I was talking to her. She gave me the $60. I thought it was $70, but she gave me $60. And then what happened? I'm nervous. And what did she do? She gave me the money, and then I was sitting in front of the car.
No, listen,
I know. I'm sorry.
slowly.
No.
Take. I want you to do this.
No.
Go. Take a deep breath. Okay.
All right. We started to talk, and then she got in the car. Right? I'm nervous. Sorry. I'm sorry. And we started talking, and then I started getting mad because she said he wasn't going to pay the rest of the money because he owes me $500.
He wasn't going to pay you the rest?
No, that's what she told me because he owes me $500. I got it right here. And then after that, I don't know if he wasn't driving the car. He was in the passenger seat. And
Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Okay, sorry. And then I started yelling at her, and I was like, someone's going to pay this money. Someone's going to pay this money. And I was getting real angry. And what happened was she jumped in the car, and I thought they were going to back out the driveway. I was yelling at him. When he jerked forward on the car, I slammed my hands on the car real hard, and I went over to the driver's side and ripped the person out of the car. I was angry because they were trying to run me over. He took off real fast. That's basically what happened.
Let me see the damage to your car. I assume that at one time you were pretty good friends if you let him put money on the computer.
Yeah, we were friends. So
what happened to that friendship?
He's a con artist. That's what he is.
What?
He's a con artist. He uses people for money. He's suing me right now so he can pay other people off.
Okay. She says that he kicked the sides of the car 2 places and then he jumped on the hood. Is that right?
He picked the passenger side. He didn't touch the
passenger side only. The hood I got. The hood's no question. The driver's side is out because he didn't touch the driver's side, right?
Right.
So here we go, the driver's side. And the back he didn't hit, right? Just the driver's side.
No.
Back. Back. What are you showing me these pictures for? I have better things to do.
More money. That's what he's trying to do.
What?
He kicked the taillights, and the taillights were out of line.
She just said kick us out of the car. I'm sorry.
Bert, is this the passenger side or the driver's side? Looks like the driver's side to me. Maybe.
Depends on which way the car is facing.
Yeah.
Is that 2-door or?
2-door.
Oh, I think it's the passenger side.
2-door.
It's the back of the car over here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me see your estimate, sir. What kind of car is this?
It's a 1989 Honda CRX.
Left door damage, left quarter dents, left to light, left quarter. He only kicked in one place.
Before I was told that he went all the way around the car.
That's not what you just said,
He
right?
went on the passenger side, and the passenger mirror, and then the hood of the car, and that was it.
All right. Whole car isn't worth $3,200.
Yeah, it's worth $29,333. I got it right here in the blue book.
Okay. Are you still driving the car?
It's getting a new motor put in right now.
Well, maybe this will help pay for some of the motor. All right, now tell me about the computer.
Well, basically, yeah, my brother was there at the time. I put it on my credit card with him.
How much do you owe him for the computer, sir?
$500.
So he still ose you $500?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And you can't dent his car, sir, in order to get your money. I'm giving him $1,500 for all the dents to his hood and the dents, because he's got bad dents to his hood where you lost your temper. No. You lost your temper, sir. Lost your temper. You were angry. You lost your temper. You got to pay for that. But from that, I'm taking away $500, which I'm awarding you on your counterclaim, which means I'm entering a judgment for the plaintiff, nothing on your counterclaim, because I'm setting it off the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Yeah, this is case number 148 on the calendar. The matter of Wilmore versus Stevenson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
All right, there are lots of pieces to this lawsuit, so let me see if I can simplify them take one piece at a time. Mr. and Mrs. Wilmore, the defendant was a tenant of yours for a period of time. It is your claim that she owes you for past due rent, that she owes for some utility bills, that she owes for some damage done to the property, and in addition, Mr. Wilmore, that she had you falsely arrested, and you spent a few hours in jail as a result of that arrest, and you want to be compensated for that. Ms. Stevenson says that you actually owe her money. She wants money for mental distress, and she wants all of the rent that she did in fact pay you during the course of her tenancy, because she says the property was substandard. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When did Ms. Stevenson become your tenant, and in what kind of property?
We have a house that was built in 1909. It's a former ranch house that we restored over the past 3.5 years. The downstairs part of the house was turned into an in-law unit.
And that's what you rented her?
Yes.
When?
She actually moved in on February 21st.
Can I see the lease? Is that the lease that you have?
On February 2nd.
All right. Term of the lease shall be for 6 months, commencing on February 7th. You moved in February?
Yes.
And when did Ms. Stevenson move out?
She moved out on June 3rd.
And this is her final notice that she pinned to the door.
I didn't ask anything. So, you moved out on June 3rd?
Yes, I did.
The rent, according to the lease, was $1,000 a month, and she was to give you $2,000 security deposit. Did she ever give that to you?
Yes.
Okay.
She gave us $1,750. She never gave us the $250 that was still due on the deposit.
Okay, so she gave you $1,750. Did you pay February's rent?
I paid from the 21st of February to the 28th, $250.
Okay, was that your agreement?
No.
No. This lease starts February 7th.
There was a 2-week delay because we were finishing construction.
So she couldn't move in.
No.
All right, so then she's correct that she gave you $250. So that.
But that was not the deposit. The
I'm not talking about the deposit. I'm talking about for February's rent.
Okay.
Pay attention, because this is an intricate case, and I don't want to have to repeat myself. Put your hand down. March. Did you pay rent in March?
I paid rent in April for March.
How much did you pay in April?
$500 plus $965, $1,465.
How much did she pay in April?
When we came back, she said that due to the...
Listen to me.
All right.
Forget it.
How much
Can't
did
do it
she
this.
actually
I
pay?
can't do it this way.
Okay, do it your
In
way.
the 6 months, she should have paid $6,000 in rent.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much did she pay? How much did you pay in the 6 months?
$3,250.
And that's with or without the $1,750?
Including.
Including the $1,750?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you lived there for 4 months. You moved out.
I lived there 3 months and...
Some days.
Almost 2 weeks.
Well, then that's a whole month.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
The lease is from February 7th to July 7th. Although it says 6 months, it was signed for 5 months. When I brought it up to Mr. Wilmore, he said it's because they're having house guests.
It says it's a 6-month lease, but I miscalculated the months. And so it says from February through whatever it was. And it actually...
Whatever, I'm going to resolve that in her favor. I see exactly what you mean.
All right.
It says the term of the lease shall be for 6 months, commencing February 7th and ending on July 7th. That's 5 months.
Right.
Right.
There's more to this story.
I don't care. Listen, I don't plan on making this a whole day affair. This
All
is
right.
not the Scopes trial. You say she damaged the premises.
Yes,
How
Your
did she
Honor.
damage the premises?
She left boiling water on a wood parquet floor.
Show me. How do you leave boiling water on a wood parquet floor? I
You
don't
let it overflow a boiling pot, and then, I don't know, maybe wake up an hour later and turn the pot off.
What is this white thing? Is this the stove?
Yes.
Yes.
Stoves and I aren't friends. I usually can't identify them unless I see the whole thing.
Martha Stewart's available.
I have a large sign in my kitchen, and you know what this large sign says? Martha Stewart doesn't live here. Would you give this to the defendant and show the defendant?
She says the nicest things about you, Your Honor.
I think she's wonderful. You know, she does her thing. I'll do mine. How did that happen?
Well, over
Not
time.
a well. Well isn't an answer. Let's
over
have it.
time, because he had sawed off part of a countertop and put it in a new place right next to the stove and left a gape half an inch, quarter an inch. Over time, I did see the swelling. He talked with the contractors, I was present, to make note that there was swelling. But in my opinion, I did the best thing I could, cleaned up everything. I'm a very neat person.
Was water left there by you that had boiled over on the floor, causing
Absolutely
this?
not.
Absolutely not. And this, what you're showing me, listen to me carefully, what you're showing me is under
The stove.
the stove? Get it. Now tell me about this false arrest.
One day, the sheriff's office arrived at my door and told me that I was under citizen's arrest. When I asked them what for, they said they couldn't disclose. It was a citizen's arrest, and that they made it quite clear that it was not their arrest,
It was by a citizen, this citizen.
not them.
Well, right. And it's clear that Miss Stevenson did, in fact, cause you to be arrested. So I think I'm going to let her tell me the story. Go ahead, madam.
I was greeting a neighbor across the street in the front of in the front of my unit, the back of their apartment. A neighbor that they have a mutual restraining order against. The plaintiffs had put my name as a protected person in a restraining order that they filed against my neighbor. I went to the court system, put a declaration on a penalty of perjury that I did not give them consent to be a protected person. However, this person is my friend. I ran across the street, went in his house actually for the first time, saw that he was a little ill, talked with him for maybe 5 minutes.
You're distracting me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had him violated on the temporary order of protection. Is that right?
I went down to...
Is that right? Based upon that statement. I read your answer, madam. Don't fool around with me.
And later today,
It's like a $2,000 TV, and 2 weeks later, we get into some kind of argument. She says she wants to break up. I said, I want my TV back then. She goes, no, tough luck.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Scott and Justina Wilmore claim former tenant Anna Stevenson owes for unpaid rent, damages, and for a false arrest. Anna says Scott violated her restraining order.
Go ahead.
My friend Michelle was waiting downstairs for me. I ran across the street, went up to my unit. Mr. Wilmore was on his upper deck patio and said the sheriffs are on their way. And I said, I know, I didn't just hear you talk to me.
Why did you, just a second. I don't have a restraining order. You got a restraining order against him?
I have a restraining order against Mr. Wilmore.
For what?
For harassment, for...
What kind of harassment?
First of all, he...
Let me see a copy of the restraining order.
Peeping Tom, ma'am. I caught him in my... crouched down in a small window,
Your Honor,
peering
if you were
through
married
my...
to this one, would you...
Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Mr. Wilmore,
I'm sorry.
you're making it very difficult for me to concentrate on this case.
Okay.
I want you to understand that. Now, I know that you and your wife don't want me to make it difficult for me to concentrate on this case, but talking to each other, looking through your papers, is not helping me.
Okay.
Okay. What was the date, by the way, that he allegedly violated this protective order?
The date I had him arrested, 5/20.
What was the date?
5/20.
And you had gotten this on May 7th?
Correct.
It was continued on your request until the 22nd of May. Is that right?
That's right.
Why was it continued?
Because Mr. Wilmore asked for a continuance.
He actually appeared?
He did the first
time and asked for a continuance until the 22nd. Is
That's
that right, sir?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry.
Quiet!
It's not, because the
Listen to me.
continuance was in-
Just be quiet. And 2 days before you were scheduled to go back to court, Mr. Wilmore said to you from his balcony, I've just called the police.
Yes, ma'am.
And based upon that, you had him violated on the temporary order of protection. Is that right?
I went down to...
Is that right? Based upon that statement, I read your answer, madam. Don't fool around with me. Based upon that statement, the sheriffs are on their way. You had him violated for talking to you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
Good. How many hours did you spend in jail?
4.5.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Wilmore?
I used to do software. Now I restore houses.
Charged by the job or you charged by the hour?
Currently, it's by the job.
Is this the first time you spent any time in jail? Want to answer that question? What are you looking at her for?
It's not, I don't remember. I don't think so. I mean, I visited, yes.
I don't know what that means, Mr. Wilmore.
Driving infractions.
Driving infractions. Anything other than driving infractions,
No.
sir? Okay. So far, she owes you $1,000 in rent. That's what I figured so far. And I haven't gotten to her counterclaim yet. I haven't gotten there yet. She also owes you $500 for the aggravation of you spending time in jail, because I think that it's outrageous that she had you arrested for saying to her, the sheriffs are on their way. Outrageous. An abuse of the system, an abuse of sheriff's time, an abuse of everybody's time, just nothing but retaliatory being nasty. It's going to cost her $500. All right. Now we're going to get to your side. You're suing for mental distress and a refund of all the rent that you paid to the plaintiff. So let me explain this to you, Ms. Stevenson. I believe people have free will and free choice. I don't want to hear that the apartment was substandard, because you live in a free country, and if you don't like the accommodations, you move out. Do you understand?
Yes.
So now you can tell me about the mental distress.
Okay, the mental distress was endured for multiple entrances by the plaintiff without notice or consent, barging in at any time, day or night, having workers illegal at that, entering my unit without consent or notice.
Move.
Move? I did.
Good. That's what you do. You move. And you don't wait 4 months to do it. Counterclaim is dismissed. On your claim, I'm awarding you $1,500. It's $1,000 for rent and $500 for the 4 hours that you spent in jail and her ridiculous complaint. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's a good judge.
I'm just so thrilled that it's over.
I respect what she had to say.
It's been a nightmare, and I'm just happy that she's out of our life.
I respect the way she handled their behavioral patterns.
She was a tenant from another planet.
Never trust an alcohol.
This is case number 288 on the calendar in the matter of Mystead Tucker versus Gocher. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Who's going to be speaking for the plaintiff's side? You are. What is your name, sir?
Jason.
Okay. Now, is your complaint that Mr. Gocher both damaged your car and assaulted you when you wouldn't move fast enough at a gas pump?
Yes.
The defendant says that you were the instigator of this unfortunate incident. Is that right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, all right. Who was this?
This is my witness.
Was he driving in the truck with you?
He was driving the crew truck that we were trying to fuel up, yes.
Was he driving in the truck that you were driving?
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm sorry.
It's a simple question. He was not. He was behind you.
No, he was at a separate island. I had parked at another island.
Who was behind the plaintiff's truck?
The truck that my witness was driving.
Perfect. Step up here. Tell me your name.
David Wolford.
What kind of vehicle did they have?
I believe it was a Ford Ranger.
You pulled up behind them
Yes, ma'am.
in order to put gas in your...
Truck, yes.
What kind of truck was it?
It's a big 1-ton. I was pulling a big trailer.
Where were you going?
We were going to San Francisco on a job, for a job.
How many cars were in, or trucks were in the caravan that you were in?
There was 2.
Where was the defendant's truck in relation to your truck when you pulled up to the gas station?
He was the next pump over on the other side.
Did he have a gas pump available to him?
Yes.
Was he putting gas in his truck?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about you?
No, ma'am. I pulled up behind him.
Behind him?
Yes, ma'am. Behind him.
Yes.
And sat there. My brother got out, and we walked around there. We sat and waited. And my brother-in-law turned his pump on, come over and give us our gas.
Who's your brother-in-law?
Joe, I'm sorry.
He's the brother-in-law.
Yes, ma'am. And he come over and give us the gas card where we can get gas when we got up there.
Okay.
And he went back in to get coffee and got his coffee, come back out, and the guy was still sitting there, the defendant.
What were they doing?
Ma'am, I don't know.
They were just sitting in the truck?
Sitting in the truck, yes.
Okay. Had they put gas in their car?
Yes, they were.
Did you see them put gas in their car?
Yes, we were pulling in. He was shutting the gas tank and getting in.
Was he alone at that time?
She was in the truck with him.
So he gets finished putting gas in his truck and comes over to give you the card so that you could put gas in your truck.
Yeah, he started his and started pumping it and brought me the card.
And you're sitting behind these people. Now,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happens next, sir?
We sat there, and like I said, he went and got coffee. And the whole time, they were just sitting in their truck. He come back, and he hollered, can you guys move your truck? She turned around and looked. And they kept sitting there. He said, move the damn truck. And the guy just, about 4 or 5 inches, just burned his tire and stopped, just sat there.
What are you talking about? He just burned his, you mean he moved the truck?
Just about 6 inches, just barely burnt the tires,
Okay.
just enough to make the tires burn. And then my brother-in-law continuously told him, come on, move the truck, we gotta go. And she opened the back window and told him, wait a effing minute, we'll move the truck. And he told her to shut up. And
Who told her to shut up?
My brother-in-law. You just shut up, move the truck.
Who was driving the truck?
The gentleman.
He was.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
And
uncross your arms.
Oh, sorry. And then he got out of the truck. The plaintiff got out of the truck, slammed his door open, and come out towards my brother-in-law with his fist rolled up. So my brother-in-law,
Explain to me. Fist rolled up. Show me what that means.
like, he come out like this and come towards you. And my brother-in-law grabbed him by his shirt because, you know, it looked like to me he was wanting to fight. When he come out, it looked like he was going to hit him. So he grabbed him. They started rolling around on the truck. My brother, that couldn't make it today, grabbed my brother-in-law, and I grabbed him, and I was holding him, and all the words stopped, and he relaxed. So I let him go. When I let him go, he took and swung and hit my brother-in-law in his glasses. Hit his glasses, cut his eye. So my other brother let him go because, you know, there wasn't no sense of holding him and letting him get, you know, beat up. So then they continued fighting. Anyway, they wrestled towards the truck, and they separated, and he told his wife or girlfriend, I'm not sure what she is, and told her, come on, get in the truck, let's go. So she got in, he took off, burning the tires out of there.
Now let me hear your version, sir.
Okay, I was getting gas.
Uncross your arms.
I was pumping gas when the truck pulled up behind me, just like they said. He pulled up at another gas pump. I don't believe he was getting gas. He walked over, started talking to the 2 guys behind me. When I was done getting gas, I got in my truck, I adjusted my seat, put my seatbelt on. Before I could drive away, he started punching the bed of my truck, yelling, let's go, let's go, let's go.
It's not true, Your Honor. I object.
I didn't ask you to say a word.
She opened the back...
Just a second. Did you understand what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
She opened the back window and said, stop hitting my truck. I said, move this piece. I let that go. I started to drive away. My 6-month-old son, who was in the front seat, dropped his bottle. I stopped, picked it up, handed it to him. Before I could drive away again, he started hitting the truck again, and now he started yelling, ram him, ram him, ram him, push him out of the way. At this point, I wanted to get out of the truck to see how many dents he put in my truck, which he did. He put 3 in the bed. She told him, before I could get out, I said, stop hitting the truck, and if you give us a second, we're moving. That's when he said, shut your mouth, you crazy effing bee.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The next thing I know, I'm on all fours, blood pouring out of my face.
I looked towards the truck, looking at his rearview mirror, said, hey, move the truck.
Your hot temper started the problem. My temper is going to finish it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jason Meisted claims he was assaulted by Joseph Gocher. Joseph says Jason was blocking the pumps at a gas station.
Go ahead.
I got out of the truck to see the damage. Before I could even get back to the damage, he grabbed me by the throat with both hands and bent me backwards over into the bed of the truck. I then stood up. When I stood up...
right.
When I stood up, he still had me by the throat. I don't know who it was, but one of the guys in the truck behind me grabbed my arms and put them behind my back. She, at this point, tried to help me. She couldn't do anything because one of the other guys grabbed her and threw her back into the gas pump. I don't know who it was, had my arms behind my back. They ran me into the door that was open. The next thing I know, I'm on all fours, blood pouring out of my face. I jumped up, I told her, I said, get in the truck. She got in the truck, we drove home, and I called 911.
When you called 911, did you file a report?
Yes.
Can I see the report, please? Did you know him from before?
No.
It says when his neighbor, later identified as Joseph Gocher, is he a neighbor of yours?
He lives 4 houses down.
So what do you mean you didn't know him before?
I mean, I've seen him, but I didn't know him. I don't know who he is.
4 houses down from where you're currently living?
Yes.
Did you ever had any problem with him before?
No.
And you didn't know his name?
No.
Who's Robert?
It's my brother.
Hmm? Well, at least Robert's honest. Robert tried to restrain him because he knows he's got a bad temper, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Sit down. Now, Mr. Gocher, you want to tell me your version of these events?
Yes, ma'am. Upon pulling into the gas station, I put my truck in one stall, started fueling it. And we used a company credit card. It was company vehicles. I then took the card over to Robert, gave it to him while we were waiting for Mr. Mystad to move. I went into the store, got coffee, came back out. They still hadn't pulled up, but his truck was running. I finished fueling mine, and then I asked Robert, which was one of the other crew members, I asked him what the problem was. And I walked over there to the front of our crew truck. And he said, the guy won't move. He's still sitting there. So I looked towards the truck, looking at his rearview mirror, said, hey, move the truck. And
Let me stop you there for a moment, sir. According to what you just told me, you started the gas pumping in your truck, is that right? And then you went in for coffee?
Yes.
Tell me about that. Tell me about going in for coffee.
Well, I started the gas pump in my truck.
Correct.
I have a separate vehicle. I walked over, handed my brother-in-law the card.
Right.
And then I went in.
Just a second. That just took a couple of seconds, right?
Right. And then I went inside to
you
make
didn't say,
coffee.
shh. You didn't say anything to him. You just handed him the card and said, you know, he understood that he was supposed to fill up the gas tank.
Correct.
Correct? And meanwhile, the gas is still pumping in your truck. Is that right?
Correct.
And then you went inside. Were there other people inside in the
There was a
convenience
few,
store?
yes.
How many?
Oh, roughly 5.
And so you went over to get coffee. Did you get a large coffee or a small coffee?
I got a 20-ounce cup of coffee.
You take your coffee black?
No, cream and sugar.
So after you filled in this 20-ounce cup, then you put in cream. How many?
2.
And sugar? How many?
It's in a big container. Pour roughly 2-3 tablespoons or 2-3 teaspoons.
And then you walked over to pay.
Correct.
Was there anyone before you when you paid?
There was one person at the counter, yes.
And so they had to pay for whatever they were getting. Is that right?
They were in the process, yes.
And did they get change?
Yeah.
And what about you? How much was your 20-ounce coffee?
$1.06.
Did you have exact change?
I gave her $1 and a dime.
And she had to make change?
I leave it. I never even get it. I walk out after that.
Okay. Now you're walking out and you've got this hot cup of coffee in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you walked over to your truck, I assume, to get rid of this hot cup of coffee.
Actually, I set it on the toolbox because my truck had finished pumping. I set it on the toolbox.
That's my point, sir. You put on the gas. You didn't stay with your truck. You walked inside, took care of your business. Anybody who pulled up behind you waiting for your truck to be finished would have to sit and wait for you to come out from getting your coffee with cream and sugar and paying the bill and waiting behind somebody else who was also getting their stuff. You didn't give a rat's behind about somebody waiting for you. You said, let him wait. You didn't even think about it. You
No,
went
Your
inside. Oh, sure, because
No.
you said my gas was already finished pumping.
No, because I know how long it takes for me to walk in,
Bull!
get a cup,
Bull!
and my truck was totally empty,
You know,
so I know how long it
I'm
takes to
10
fill
steps
up.
ahead of you, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jason Mystad claims he was assaulted by Joseph Gocher. Joseph says Jason was blocking the pumps at a gas station.
So, you walked inside and you didn't care. You said, walk inside and get my coffee. You didn't finish putting the gas in the car, putting back the cover, moving your truck over to the side so that somebody else could come and get gas. You took care of your business.
There was nobody
and then you
behind
went,
me waiting.
Just a second. And then, well, that being the case, sir, you could have had him pull up behind you. It didn't bother you one bit that somebody may have been waiting an extra maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, maybe 1 minute for you to come out with your coffee and move your truck.
No,
that didn't bother you at all. You
If
are
somebody's
some
behind me-
hothead.
If somebody
You
was
are
behind me-
some hothead. And Robert knows it, because Robert said to the police, I went over there because he's a hothead, and I wanted to make sure he didn't cause any trouble. That's what Robert said to the police.
No, when I'm confrontated, yes, I do tend to go.
Confrontated is not a word, sir.
Well,
Not in the English language. Not in the English language.
Confronted.
You got a hot temper. What do you think he was doing in there? Do you think he was writing a song? What do you think he was doing in the truck? He's got his wife or girlfriend who's pregnant. He's got a baby, a 6-month-old baby in the car. What do you think he's doing? For you to get so excited. You want to be a human being? You walk over and you say, is there something wrong? Is there any reason you're not moving? You don't shout like you did and call her a name like you did. Because even he knows you did it.
I admit to doing it.
Well, then
No
you're
problem.
responsible. Then you're responsible for the damage to his car.
But I didn't hit his truck. I never touched his truck.
Listen to me, sir. His truck was damaged, according to the police, by him being thrown into the car.
To the door.
Right. You're responsible for that. You started the problem. Your hot temper started the problem. My temper is going to finish it. Because there was no reason for you to put your hands on him to start this whole confrontation. You took your sweet time going into a convenience store, getting your coffee, and you didn't give a hoot about who was waiting behind you, about somebody else looking to pull their car up and get gas. When I get finished, I can just imagine your attitude if someone who was behind your truck saying, "What do you mean you went in to get coffee and just left your truck here? What are you, crazy? You stupid SOB?" You would explode. You would have a fit.
If somebody was behind me, I'd just move the truck out of the way.
How can you do that, sir? You're putting cream in your coffee.
There was nobody.
Can
There
I
was
see the
nobody
damage
behind
to your
me.
truck, please? Mr. Maistat, I'm not finished with you either. I want to tell you something. You didn't use your brains either, because you're dealing with someone who is not wrapped too tight, who's got a hot temper, who got your goat because he called your wife a name. You get out of your car or your truck, she's in the car, you got a baby in the car, and you start a confrontation with him. That's not swift, sir. That's not swift. You're dealing with somebody who has a bad temper. You're better off pulling away, going to the police, and saying, "I believe someone just damaged my car. This is what their car looked like." Right?
True.
Right? That's what you do when you're dealing with somebody who's a lunatic. My only problem is, the only reason he wasn't arrested is because he had 2 witnesses who testified to some cock and bull story. You have pictures of yourself, sir?
Yes.
I'd like to see them. I see a lot of feet pictures. I don't see any injury here, sir.
It's the ankle.
What happened to your ankle?
Well, I broke it back in on June 30th. I just got off a cane when this all happened, and there's a re-injury. Here's my emergency room records of going back in.
How much did the emergency room cost you?
It was $619.
Between the emergency room visit only, which is all that I'm considering, and the damage to the car, which is $1,724, $2,343. Now, what you're suing for is $5,000, sir, because you want also to be paid for lost wages due to assault, to the assault.
Yes.
What lost wages did you have?
Well, like I said, I broke my ankle on June 30th. I was on crutches for 6 weeks with the cast. When I got the cast off, I was on crutches for a month. I went to rehabilitation, was on a cane.
That has nothing to do with him.
Well, no, I just got off a cane, just got back to work. When he assaults me, and with the emergency room records there and seeing my doctor, I was back on disability for another month.
Chalk that up to your own stupidity. I told you that there is a contributory negligence on your part, contributory stupidity. If you would just get off of crutches, he was wife or his girlfriend?
I'm his girlfriend.
Girlfriend had to take care of you 6 months. You weren't working. You explained to me the wisdom of getting out of your truck to confront him.
Well, when somebody's punching your truck, don't I have the right to get out and look at the damage?
No, what you're supposed to do when you have a nut who's hitting your car.
I didn't know he was a nut.
Oh, no? You didn't know he was a nut? You didn't know he was hitting your car because you weren't moving fast enough?
And I don't have the right to get out and check out the damage?
I'm not talking about right. I'm talking about using your brains. I'm talking about trying to be a little smart, just like you drove off and try to find a police officer. Is that what you try to do? Then you do that first. You don't do that after the damage is done. You try to do that first, especially when you have a baby in the car.
I did try to drive away the first time.
Yes.
And they punched my truck again.
So, even more so, the guy's a real nut. He hit my car a second time, and I'm driving away. How many babies do you have?
This will be number 2.
Grow up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of both the damage and the emergency room treatment, which is $2,343. As far as your lost wages is concerned, chalk that up to the fact that you didn't use good judgment. Because he is a hot-tempered idiot doesn't mean that you react when you have a baby in the car to somebody who's acting inappropriately and like they're not wrapped too tight. That's what you're supposed to do if you're a responsible parent. By the way, is there any reason why the 2 of you aren't married?
We're engaged.
Is there any reason why the 2 of you who are having a second child, why you're not married?
What does that matter?
I'm just curious. I said as a matter of curiosity, matter of responsibility.
we've been engaged and we plan on getting married, yes.
Well, is there any reason, madam, why before you have your second child that you don't decide to make that
Because I don't
kind of
want
a
to be
commitment?
pregnant walking down my aisle. I want to...
Well, you had some time between the first and the second, didn't you?
Yes, I did,
Good.
and I didn't want to get married in the winter.
Your Honor, this is case number 101 on the calendar in the matter of Chan Williams versus McDonald.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Who's going to speak for the two of you?
I'll speak first.
It's your claim that you did some work for the defendant who owns a bar in creating a website for him. You are owed $2,000 for the work that you did in creating this website. The defendant's answer is a rather novel one. Let me read the last line just so that you understand what his defense is. Okay. None of the people who work at the club expects to get paid. That's your defense.
Correct.
This isn't run by some charitable organization, this
No.
club of yours. Is it a club or a bar? What is
It's
it?
an event promotion company, and we do, this is referring to the Sunday night club that we do.
Explain the club to me.
It's a drum and bass hip hop club.
Do you have a room?
2 rooms, sound system, lighting.
And people come there to dance?
Exactly.
Do you serve alcohol?
Yes.
You have a license to serve alcohol?
The bar owns the license.
How much admission do you charge?
$5.
And how long have you had the club?
Nearly 2 years.
Is it running up and running? Does it do
Yes.
okay?
Yes, does well.
And do you do anything else other than own this club?
Yeah, I do a lot of the work behind it.
Other than the club itself?
Oh.
I'm not talking about Sunday night. I mean,
For a
are you
living?
a carpenter, a plumber, a shoe salesman? Do you do anything else other than the club?
Yeah, I'm a web designer.
And you make money from that?
Yes.
You make good money from that?
Fair money.
Good. You filed tax returns last year?
Yes, I did.
How much did you earn on your tax returns?
I don't remember.
Think hard. Everybody, I mean, was it millions?
No, not at all.
Less than 100,000?
Yes.
Then you would remember exactly how much you put down that you earned on your tax returns, sir. So be very careful when you give me your answer.
About 30,000.
And what portion of that is from the club?
None of the club is filed in my tax returns. That's
not?
just for my separate job.
Is this club in Costa Rica?
No.
It's here in the United States of
Yes,
America.
it is.
So what do you mean it's from a separate job? What
My
do you mean?
tax, I don't claim the club earnings or loss in my taxes.
Why not?
We aren't a registered business yet.
Well, you say you've been doing well. You have gigs every Sunday night. You collect $5 a person. The club is doing fine. So somebody's making money. It has to be you who's paying taxes on the money that you earn at the club.
The bar that we contract through pays their taxes. And
You have
then,
a contract with a bar?
Well, we contract that night, the Sunday night.
So you have a contract?
Yes.
Is it a written contract or an oral contract?
Oral contract.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
in there Sundays. We
All
do
right,
our
but you're not
job.
going to get away from your taxes yet. How many people are at the club on any given Sunday night?
It's really hard to say.
Well, think hard. 50, 75. You say the club is doing well. These people have been to the club, have you not? Approximately how many people are there on any given Sunday?
Probably about a couple hundred people. Not a couple hundred. We average 100.
I'd say a couple hundred people.
Let's say
Gets
he
busy in
averages
there.
100.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay? Just a minute. Let's say he
That's
averages
fine.
100. 100 at $5 a person. That would be $500, wouldn't it?
Every day.
$500 every Sunday, and there are usually 4 Sundays in a month.
Correct.
So that would be about $2,000, a little bit more sometimes. There are 3 Sundays in a month, but let's say $2,000 a month. And Mr. McDonald, according to your defense, none of the people who work at the club expects to get paid. So the club makes $24,000 a year.
There are other expenses of people that don't work for us.
Like what?
promotion, for printing flyers. Anything that we out-contract, we do have to pay for. Plane
So who
tickets,
keeps-
flying talent
So
in.
he keeps the books on that.
Me and my partner do.
You and your partner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Step up, partner. Name.
Carlo.
You have a last name.
Fox.
I didn't ask you your social security number. I just asked you your name. What else do you do other than work in the club, Mr. Fox?
I pretty much work in the club scene. I also help my girlfriend who has a promotional business, and that's aside from the business that me and him have together.
Now, did you file tax returns last year? No, you didn't. Right?
No, I didn't. And that's because the club did not turn a profit, though.
Oh, that's baloney.
And I can explain to you why it is that the club didn't turn a profit.
Well,
you
you had 5 minutes to think about it, and I'm dying to hear the answer, Mr.
Okay,
Fox.
we have
existing past debt.
We have existing past debt, but even that totally aside, we bring in big DJs. We bring in big talented DJs that bring a lot of people. We have to sometimes fly them from other cities. Once to twice a month, we're flying in DJs from other cities, and they could cost anywhere from $300 to $1,500. And so it's like, and yes, on those nights that we have $1,500 DJs, more people will come. We'll have maybe 250, 300 people down there.
Really?
But at the same time, if you do the math on that, 300 people at $5 a head, that's breaking even. And so it's for the most part.
I wouldn't run a business where I was just breaking even.
But we love it. It's like something that we care about the music.
So it's like a charity.
It's not charity, but it's like a creative thing.
Now let's get back to the lawsuit, now that I've tortured them sufficiently. Tell me about the creation of this website that you discussed with them and what the financial arrangement was.
Okay, back in August, while we were at the Sunday night club, Ian approached us with the offer that if we agreed to be in charge of...
I didn't approach them.
I didn't ask you anything yet.
That if we agreed to be in charge of certain duties such as talent management, video recording, hosting interviews, and all this is for the website. Mike here is a graphic designer, so he helped out with a lot of the graphics for the website. And also, I did a lot of the articles for the website, and he also is a resident DJ. And if we were to be responsible solely for these duties for 6 months, that he would give us $2,000. And we haven't been paid.
Did you do what you were supposed to do on the website?
It was more than just a website, too.
Tell me what you did. See, you can't talk. Good.
What we do is live video of the DJs that they bring in. We put those on the website. In fact, as an added bonus...
So you videotape?
I videotape them, yeah. And I've also has them on my website, whosmoke.com. I've put the stuff that I've recorded, I put it on my website, which is like a nice thing to do because web space costs money. So I do donate a little bit of mine. But we do interviews.
Donate.
Well, donate as a friendly gesture, exactly. It's donation.
Did I say anything to you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Me and Julia were dating, so I thought it was friends working together to better the club.
And later today...
Who's Tamara?
I was a made-up person.
So you lied to the police?
I was drunk, so I was just mumbling out words.
Hey, don't try to get over on me. I'm smarter than you'll ever be in your whole life.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Julia Chan and her business partner, Michael Williams, say they designed a website for club promoter Ian McDonald. Julia and Michael claim they've never been paid.
So you had this discussion with him and he said, let's do the work for 6 months, let's get it up and running, and then I'll give you $2,000. 6 months came and went, you did what you were supposed to do, no money.
Yeah.
Now you can talk.
The reality of the agreement is me and Julia were dating, so we were close. I felt comfortable with her, and I know Mike's work on whosmoke.com. I felt comfortable with him. We sat down as friends to talk about the future of compression. We did not approach them, this is what we need. Do you want to have a job? It was, let's sit down, we're friends, let's talk about what we want to do in the future with the club. Let's talk about the website, let's talk about artist management, everything, like they said. And in that conversation, we talked about potential money that can be made, which I said, I can see money being made. I can see $2,000 being made for you guys if you put in a good 6 months of work. I didn't think that this was a situation of they're trying to find a day job and I'm the one who's going to pay their bills. I thought it was friends working together to better the club.
Oh, my goodness gracious me. Mr. McDonald, let me explain something to you. You made an agreement with these people. You said, listen, we're starting up this club. We're trying to get it off the ground. I can't afford to pay anything right now. But if you do certain things, 6 months from now, the club's going to be up and running. We're going to be making some money. And I can see paying you $2,000 for the work that you do. Your club's up and running. Your club's making money. There's no question in my mind that your club is making money because that's how you two guys are supporting yourself primarily. And with all the money that you're saving by not paying taxes like the rest of us schnooks, you can afford to pay them $2,000. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It never was a job in the first place.
Business-wise, I've been screwed enough to not get screwed anymore, and this was an agreement.
If I could put in my little 2 cents, I'll tell you what changed her mind, and it's that he broke up with her.
I don't know what to say about that, honestly. I think it's completely made up.
I think she was like secretly in love with him more than she admitted, and I think that she had to take it to this level because she wasn't satisfied with what was going on personally between them.
I don't want it to be a he said, she said thing, but there's no vendetta on my part.
Don't work with friends.